us this day our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
Lead us not into temptation.
Lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
Thine is the kingdom.
Thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
Power.
And the glory.
Glory.
Forever.
Forever.
In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Amen.
Amen. All right, good peoples. We are going to open up a question and answer. We can deal with anything that we talked about in the lesson, outside of the lesson, or just any questions that you may have had. Go ahead, Brother Herman, and then we'll get to your Brother Frazier. Yeah. Yeah.
No, the tree, it can be killed without cutting.
Right.
Same way men, well, before I got to that, the tree is not the inside of the tree that keep the tree growing or performing. It's the skin. Because that's what have the nutrient and the life. If you should take the tree halfway or quarter and peel off all those skin right around it and keep it from catching back, that would be a dead tree in no time.
Mm.
And the next part of it, those roots that you're speaking about, if you should go down there and cut them, the roots, the tree completely dies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we saw something like that too.
I'm speaking of experience with it because
Yeah.
I'm from the Caribbean and we know farming and things, so all of those things, that's what I know about it.
Yeah.
You can cut the branch off up there and the tree spring back. Even what I say, you peel it off, it can catch back down at the root part. But if you cut the branches, the roots, it's completely died.
Yeah. Well, he said that one time in one of those scriptures we looked at today too, where he was like, I think it was that one in was it Luke when he was like, and he came back and it was dead from the root or something like that. It seems like we read that somewhere in there. But yeah, let me see if I can find that verse real quick.
No, yeah, I remember what you're saying. It was withered from
the root or something like that. Yeah. Let me see.
Curse that fig tree.
Yeah, that's what I think. But he was like, and he came back and it was withered from the root. But here was another one. Look at this Luke 17:6. This is another example of like what he's saying that, like when the root gone, it's dead. And that's but the root is the way that the water get up into.
Yes.
Because you planting and you watering the ground, and then the roots absorb it.
All the nutrient coming from the water or from the ground.
Read that verse, bro.
Luke 17:6.
Yeah.
And the Lord said, if ye had faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye might say unto this
sycamore
tree, be thou plucked up by the root, and be thou planted in the sea, and it shall obey you.
Yeah, so like, and this was another one, but like that's what he be saying. Like in that Mark 11, read that one too. That's what we read in the lesson today, Mark 11, 11 and 20.
Mark 11 and 20.
Mark chapter 11, verse 20.
And in the morning, as they passed by, they saw the fig tree dried up from the roots. And Peter calling to remembrance saith unto him, Master, behold, the fig tree which thou cursest is withered away. And Jesus answering saith unto them, have faith in God.
That's good. So again, though, we just seeing in both cases they was like you saying, withered at the root. That's where you gonna basically kill the tree at. You know, and that's what we see throughout the scripture. But then there is a slight difference, or there is difference in man and tree. Even though the Bible uses trees for a comparison, let's look at Job chapter 14. Job chapter 14. And we're going to start reading like at verse 1. Job 14 and verse 1. And when you get there, so as much as as much as people are like trees, and the Bible does make that comparison very strongly. But then we have a scripture like this where he say this to man. Go ahead.
Man that is born of a woman is of few days and full of trouble. He cometh forth like a flower and is cut down. He fleeth also as a shadow and continueth not.
Go ahead.
And dost thou open thine eyes upon such an one, and bringest me into judgment with thee? Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean?
Right.
Not one. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Turn from him, that he may rest, till he accomplish as an hireling his day.
So look at verse 7.
For there is hope of a tree, if it be cut down, that it will sprout again. And that
Go read, start over, read loud.
for
Can
there,
we get the Philly guys in here for Bible study, please? Thank you very much. Because y'all didn't come up here to be socializing in the back room. Y'all came up here to
Just waiting on this.
Yeah, got you.
verse 7.
Go ahead, start that over.
Verse 7.
Started at verse 4. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad.
Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean?
Yep.
Not one. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Uh-huh.
Turn from him, that he may rest, till he shall accomplish, and as an hireling his day.
Go ahead.
For there is hope of a tree, if it be cut down.
So like here we go, we're looking at the difference between bed and trees. He like, there's hope for a tree. If we cut the tree down, go ahead.
That it will sprout again,
Uh-huh.
and that the tender branch thereof will not cease.
Mm-hmm.
Though the root thereof wax old in the earth, and the stock thereof die in the ground.
Uh-huh.
Yet through the scent of water it will bud, and bring forth boughs like a plant. But man dieth and wasteth away.
Right, but he's saying, but man, they're going to die and waste away. So there's still a difference, even though the Bible is comparing us, and we still see great and strong similarities, but at the end of the day, he's saying the difference is man is still man, and when he take your breath of life, it's a wrap. You're dead. Whereas with the tree, we might chop the tree down, you know what I'm saying? But like even if we destroyed the roots of the tree, but we managed to take the branches of the tree,
Yeah.
we can actually still manage, and we can get some life out that
Set
tree.
it in the ground and it's
Exactly,
growing again.
exactly. And that, I can't take my finger, you know what I mean, and put my finger in anything. I can't put it in the dirt, nor can I put it on my wife, like, here, babe, take my finger and reproduce me, like, it ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm saying, as much as we similar, the idea of it is that we are producing fruit, that we need to water in the sun, you know what I'm saying, like that, and that the more important thing is to know that tree of life and that tree of good and evil, those weren't physical trees. Those were individuals that had messages to be received or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like, you know, when you look at what we talked about in the lesson today, it's like, yeah, make sure you get this Genesis part. But then the reality is, so where does this work for you? Like, what do you need? Well, what you need is to make sure that you, me, all, not just me or not just you, that we need to be producing the proper fruit. So that when God come your way looking to eat, that he can eat. Because if he don't eat, then he gonna, like we read, he like, I'm put you in the fire. You ain't good for nothing. We're gonna kill you from the root. But as we see in here though, like I say, when you look at this Job chapter 14, we see, pick it back up in verse 9. No, 8. Pick it up at 8.
Though the root thereof wax old in the earth, and the stock thereof die in the ground,
Yeah.
yet through the scent of water it will bud, and bring forth boughs like a plant.
Uh-huh.
But man dieth and wasteth away. Yea, man giveth up the ghost, and where is he? As the water.
So when you say man give up the ghost, because what we got different from the plants is, I mean a lot, but what we got is we breathe in the breath of life. You know, the plants is giving us oxygen to our carbon monoxide. But we're actually, when he say man giveth up the ghost, once we stop breathing, it's a wrap. If I take a plant, you know, a cactus, or it don't matter what it is, and I cut his oxygen off for 24 hours, he all right. I cut yours off for 24 minutes and you dead. You know, so the similarity is great, but then it's not 100% at all. But again, when we walk by and say, hey, we're gonna judge a tree by a fruit that it bear, that apply both to the sycamore tree and it apply to man. Finish that up a little bit.
And where is he? As the waters fail from the sea, and the flood decayeth and drieth up, so men lieth down and riseth not,
Yeah.
till the heavens be no more.
Mhm.
They shall not awake, nor be raised out of their sleep. Oh, that thou wouldest hide me in the grave, that thou wouldest keep me secret until thy wrath be past, that thou wouldest appoint me a set time and remember me.
But then here, this is where he getting at, because we know how to resurrect the tree. But at the end of the day, the beauty of the tree or the beauty of man is if I come through and I destroy, if I shred this tree, we can get it all the way down to the root. You know what I'm saying? We destroy this tree, he's gone. He would never come back again. Your coffee table is not about, you can put as much water on your coffee table as you want to. Talking about this used to be a pine tree. Right? It ain't coming back out as no pine tree. He's gone. But man, though, what happens? Go ahead.
If a man die, shall he live again?
Yeah.
All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change come. Thou shalt call, and I will answer thee. Thou wilt have a desire to work of thine hand.
Go ahead.
For now thou numberest my steps. Dost thou not watch over my sin?
Go ahead.
My transgression is sealed up in a bag, and thou sewest up mine iniquity. And surely thou mountain falling cometh to naught, and the rock is removed out of his place.
So, keep reading that. Finish that up.
The waters wear the stones. Thou washest away the things which grow out of the dust of the earth. And thou destroyest the hope of man. Thou prevailest forever against him, and he passeth. Thou changest his countenance, and sendest him away.
Go ahead.
His sons come to honor, and he knoweth it not. And they are brought low, but he perceiveth it not of them. But his flesh upon him shall have pain, and his soul within him shall mourn.
Right. So at the end of the day, man come back though. You know what I'm saying? We have to wait. We might go into the grave. We can't put water on the body or nothing like that weird. But at the appropriate time, the Lord resurrects us. And with the trees, they ain't got no soul, no spirit. So there ain't no purpose on resurrecting them. So anyway, we got any other? Well, we have Frazier. Yeah.
All right, mine's a long-winded question, so you could go before me. You go before me.
His question might be long-winded.
Yeah, that's
too.
what I'm
You
saying.
got that?
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Go ahead. What's your question, bro?
All right. My question is, it's
Excuse me,
simple
bro.
because
Is Sean coming with us too? Or
You want to? You going on? You can stand.
Sure, I can go.
Yeah, he's passing out some of them, yo.
so
Wait, let me see if Kay wants to know something.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
so Revelation 13, right? So he says the lamb, verse 11. But he says, I beheld another beast came up out the ever slain from the foundations of the earth, right?
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing.
13 and 8 or something?
Yeah.
And I dwell upon the earth. I mean, all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him whose names are not written in the book of life.
Verse
and the
8.
Lamb slain from the foundation of the world.
Yeah. So does the world include heaven, or is the world earth?
I mean, I'll tell you this much. I can show you where he was slain from the foundation of the world, and I don't think earth was even in the equation.
The reason why I asked that is because Satan was in heaven, and he was a cherub angel, and then he sinned, so he was cast down to the earth. So there was war. So meaning separation from the Lord is death, right? So he was away from the Lord. So he was in heaven. He was away from the world. So that's considered death for him, so to speak. But then we come about, and so now he's here with us. But he was slain from the foundation of the world. Was it? Because now we know the big picture is the last thing that we have to defeat is death, right? So now I'm just thinking like, if like our test now, we're with he's the tree, he's the tree in the garden, and so now our test, like, meaning how did we come about, how does that make sense, where it's almost kind of like but I get it because our forefather made the decision, made the choice, and then that's why we off. But then you said there was no choice. I mean, based off of how we understand the game plan, there really wasn't a choice. So how is that a choice?
It's always a choice, though. It's just when we say it's not a choice. I mean, I'm saying we can't. Let's put it more to you like this. We can't take it back. Like we can't sit here and say, well, what happens if they didn't?
Right. We can't, you know.
That's the like meaning, man is man. We're gonna do what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So no way to take that back. Right? Like you can't. But what if that like there's a 0% chance that there's no way that what if man didn't eat from the tree of good? There's no way. You understand what I'm saying? I'll address that, but there's no way you can idolize that. You can put that in mind and say, well, this is happening, this happens, this like no. Because we gonna just what you're saying, like let's go to Revelation 13:8. But then we're gonna go to Revelation 12. Then we're gonna go to Jude. Then we're gonna go look at something in Romans.
Just to add on while you answer that, it's in my mind I'm just thinking he's the most subtle beast in like he's so you put the most subtle beast, the craziest finesser with children?
Yeah. Whose children though?
Sons of God.
I mean, when I say whose children, I'm saying because let's just take me and Sister Lisa, right? My kids ain't going. You dig what I'm saying? My kids right here.
Right. So still
She might be like, well, she might be like, yeah, they got my. So what I'm saying is, yeah, it's the most tricky. Might get somebody, but you can't. I understand what you're saying. We're gonna read, but you can't say, well, the trickiest beast of the field was gonna get the kids. You understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day, all Adam and Eve had to do was stay your butt, and like what Eve needed to do was stay her butt with Adam, and Adam needed to stay by the Lord. We wouldn't, but that's not a possibility, though. We can speak about what they should have did based off the fact of what we should do, because the choice is ours. We take what happened with them and we learn, like, yo, I don't need to be over there talking to them because they're going to bring a different type of spirit that's going to have me making the wrong move. You know what I'm saying? We can catch all that. At the end of the day, Adam and Eve, they sealed with faith. I mean, their faith was sealed. That's what we're getting at. So let's read this. You read Revelation 13:8, right? So read Revelation chapter 12 and read verse 10 and 11. So watch this. We're going to think about something. Yeah. Well, start at Revelation chapter 12, verse 9. Start there. We're going to think about something as we read. So mankind don't exist, right? Go ahead.
And the great dragon was cast out.
Hold on. Let's start at 7. Go ahead.
And there was war in heaven.
So mankind does not exist when there's a war in heaven, right?
Right.
All right, go ahead.
Michael and his
So
angels.
this, when we start talking about what is the world slain from the foundation of the world, then like that's at the beginning somewhere, right? Keep reading.
Beginning meaning let us make man in our we don't.
That's just at the beginning of somewhere.
Right.
When you say foundation of the world, then typically where you're talking about the foundation of the world is in the beginning God created heaven and earth, right?
That's what I would think.
This before that though, right?
Yeah.
Or is it? Because it's a war in heaven.
That's why I'm like,
it's crazy, ain't it?
What slain from the foundation?
Let's look at it though.
World?
So the foundation of the world, period, though, of the creation.
But then
we gonna see it.
No. Because I'm like, who he dying for? But then you say I'm gonna die for these people who I already know is gonna fail.
Yeah, watch. Just watch. But fail though. That's your word.
But that was the plan. But
what I'm saying, that's your word, because so at the end of the day, 20,000 years from now, you're a God who failed.
True.
So you're looking at a small picture. You're looking at an instant that happened in the garden like a failure. Who said that was a failure? That's your thinking.
True.
Because I'm trying to show you it's the plan. You're just making it seem negative. Yeah. I'm like, no. I'm like, you're like, well, man didn't really have a choice. No, he had a choice. You have a choice.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that if you notice what happened in the garden. So now we ate from Satan. We talked to Satan. Now he put him in chains of darkness. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, this is a reason. Like we was talking about in the lesson. He said, well, he took a third of the angels with him. So then what was man's chances? But then you say, well, man was doomed to fail. Enoch didn't. You see what I'm saying? So we can't But anyway, let's read. So Revelation chapter 12, pick it up at 7 again.
And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought in his angels,
Yeah,
and prevailed not.
yeah.
Neither was their place found any more in heaven.
So y'all like to call this death. You like, he killed him. He ain't killed Satan. Satan is an eternal being.
Right.
So there's we don't. The second death is the lake of fire.
Right.
So he didn't kill him. That's an inaccurate assessment to be like, well, you know, it's death because he's detached from God. Like, you detached from God, you dead.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, physically detached.
Yeah.
All right, keep reading.
And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil, and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
Go ahead.
And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation.
So
and
look,
strength."
in heaven, the word is salvation is here. So that means that Satan was up there raising hell, causing people to die, not physical death, second death.
Right.
Basically manipulating. That's why we can call him the most subtle beast of the field, because he's already proved that. He up here manipulating beings. But here's the thing, we look at angels like their brain don't work like ours because their body don't. At the end of the day, a brain is about choices. So you up there hustling them via choice, right? And they choosing, a third of them chose to follow Satan. All right, keep reading.
Now is come salvation.
He
and
say,
strength."
now it's come salvation because we kicked this dude out. Nobody else got to worry about anybody acting like this to get you to get cast to, because ultimately they're going to hell, lake of fire hell.
Right.
Because they went to hell. Like if you think about it, when they got kicked out of heaven, where were they?
In the condition of hell here. On
Well,
earth.
they was on earth, but what was earth?
Darkness,
Void and without
void.
form.
Right.
Darkness was upon the face of the deep.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Then we realize that it's the earth and it's water and then it's heaven.
Right.
And then we talking outer space. So, bro, I just threw you. That's worse than fire. I done threw you all the way 6 light years down to a planet in the middle of nowhere. That's hell.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you was up there with God with all the light,
Right.
and that's all you know. But watch what he say next. Though. What verse?
Middle of 10.
Go ahead.
And the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night.
So obviously he was up there snitching too, or doing something, getting people in trouble and making, like, dude was evil. And when I say evil, he the evil of today.
Right.
Like the way people move today is how he, like a perfect example. So the statement in Job chapter 1 was, you know, I can get him to curse God and die, right?
Right.
The wife is the one that said curse God and die, right? So the words came from Satan, but the wife using them, right? It's the same thing today. So when you hear the evils of the women in hip hop, that's Satan talking through them. When you see them put them clothes on, so they can try to entice. When I seen a girl today, little girl today was around. I just walked outside for a second. I was like, oh heck no, because she didn't have no clothes on. In my mind, I'm talking about I had never seen nobody. I'm like, it ain't that hot outside. You see what I'm saying? Satan was in her head. You dig what I'm saying? So same as the men. It's not just the women. I'm just talking to you. But I'm like, Satan is in that man head who said whatever he said to you at the job, or the story you talking about the Edomite dude. Satan all in dude head. Them Satan words. You dig what I'm saying? Literally Satan words. See, we be thinking that's that person words. It is, but I'm saying Satan been here all the time. So you been operating with them his words. Nah. So they say the accused. So however he operating here is how he operating up there. All right. So or how he was.
So we have a third of, and I know we have a third of the angels here on the earth, and then we got the Word, which is here with us, and then we got 2 humans, and then so
yeah.
Was he coming? Like, was he? Because remember, he was in the cool in the midst of the garden, and they heard him coming. Was that like, I don't know? I'm just like, was he leaving? Like, was it kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Man live in the Garden of Eden.
Right. So we hear the angels.
The whole
are here.
world to ask straight for the Lord.
That's what I'm. Yeah. So it's just.
You got animals. You got all kind of stuff going on the planet.
We got animals.
You know what I'm saying? And as far as where's Satan, we don't need but one serpent in the garden to talk to Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
We don't need a whole host. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you're gonna do. If you about to bring 20,000 angels so that you can destroy Adam and Eve, trust me, God. See, that's why we got it. That's why in the scripture he say that he went in the days of Noah and preached to those spirits in prison. Well, what is that about? Because in the days of Noah, he about to destroy the world. Well, these angels ready to destroy it now. He said, hold on, wait till I tell you what to do. At the end of the day, they still work for the Lord.
Right.
You dig what They can't make moves like when you go back to the Job story. You can't make moves without my permission.
Right.
Satan say, man, you got a hedge of protection around. So why didn't Adam and Eve have a hedge of protection around? You see what I'm saying? Because this the play. We about to read it.
Right.
Go ahead, 51 verse.
11.
Go ahead.
And they overcame him by the blood.
Wait a
of the
minute. So
Lamb.
the angels overcame Satan, right?
Yeah.
With what though?
By the blood of the Lamb.
With
By the blood of the Lamb.
confused.
Before you, like, yeah. So, yeah.
Slain from the foundation of the world. The whole operation. How is blood up in heaven and make like what the heck?
Yeah.
Because this whole operation of God is the plan.
So that
Yeah.
means that means they knew the plan. Whoever overcame Michael might have known the plan if he overcame them by the blood.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds or enough of the plan to know. Yeah, you got to. No, we finna kick you up out of here. No, we finna put man down here. We know that Jesus gonna end up being man, slain from the foundation of the world. The Lamb. How do we kill the Lamb? You dig what I'm saying? That's why it tells you when he said, "Let there be light," and it was good. And we telling you, well, this is the operation of the plan of God. And this is like then it said, Jesus is that light. Now we know Jesus wasn't created, but the fact that a God was gonna become man and die, yeah, we're creating that idea.
And they bear
You understand what I'm saying? And when you think about it, if you go back to before Genesis 1 and 1, right? And it's me and him. Neither one of us have ever died that I know of. So I tell Antonio, because I'm not going to do it. I tell Antonio, bro, we're going to make man in our image, and then eventually we're going to send you through there, and you're going to be a man yourself. We creating him now. He's already here. We're not even creating him. We creating him. When I say we creating him, I'm pointing at time.
Right.
At the point in time where he's going to be a man, because he ain't never been that. You see what I'm saying? So yes, the angels, everybody, they got to know the plan of God. You know what I'm saying? That's why when he was born, it was like, let all the angels of God worship him. That's what it said in Hebrew. Like, y'all know, y'all been waiting on this. But let's look at some more.
But didn't God say at one time that he kept something secret from the devil? He didn't tell him everything?
Oh, I don't know if those words are the exact words.
But something pertaining
But
to that?
absolutely, Satan don't have the truth if he's convincing you with a lie.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like how does it's just like somebody walking around here talking about Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, come to my house and eat, like they don't have the truth. Like it doesn't really matter, you know what I'm saying? Like you just don't have the truth. So just period. So you can't know. Like even while we sitting in here and we talking, right? You'll be like, well, Satan is here too, and you talking about. Man, but you could be telling this same conversation to somebody else who ain't in the word, and they say you don't know what you're talking about. Then man would show you in their movies. I'm gonna get right to you, Herman. Man would show you in their movies Satan idea, like it's a whole prophecy movie. Meaning I think it's called Prophecy, where Gabriel, Michael and Satan are all on the earth, and they showing you what the devil think. And when I say they showing you what the devil think, because basically, they got the angels mad at God because they done made man who started off lower than them that's going to be higher than them. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's really what happens. But you got so this is the mindset of Satan. Like, the weird thing about it is they got books out here like the Book of the Dead and all these weird books. But if you really want to know how the devil think, cut your TV off and just start flipping channels. It's Hollywood. It's the stars. Like you're going to know how the devil works. He's going to put every idea that he.
Yeah, wasn't it the birth of life, how to do the birth of life, God keep away from him?
You got to say that one more time. Sorry.
Isn't the breath of life,
Yes.
how to create man, blow breath, wasn't it what God keep away from Satan?
The bread of life?
Yeah.
I mean,
How to blow breath. can make a man, like for instance, you make a body of a man, but you cannot blow breath into him to make him become.
Come on,
light.
Satan can't make nobody.
No, when I say make man, like image like
You mean like a robot?
like a robot.
Oh, yeah.
But
Well-
he can't blow the actually life that it was kept away from him.
But we know that because a man can't do it. See, all the power Satan got is given to man. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So man can't recreate life, then obviously Satan can't. He's the king of this world. We gonna read that. He told Jesus that. It's this world given to me. So we're watching the capabilities of Satan. Everything that we see. You know what I'm saying?
So 1/3 of the angels, they're fallen. So they don't have the truth because they followed Satan, which was the father of lies, and so now they're reprobate. They don't have the truth, but they just know to mess up the game plan.
Attempt to.
The ones who are who won by the blood of the Lamb, they understand and they're carrying out the mission. And so that's what I got. Based on
Same
that's what we
question not too long ago.
reiterated.
You remember that, right?
It's a great
Exact
question.
same question
Yeah.
at the Hampton Hotel.
Yeah.
'Cause I couldn't digest the whole them overcoming by the blood of the lamb.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, see, when we think about the blood of the lamb, we acting like we didn't kill dude back then. No, but you gotta realize, he telling you Isaiah, I wrote the end at the beginning.
That's like how he's saying, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like how all the feast days and all that stuff is a shadow of
things to
Jesus,
come.
but Jesus wasn't back then.
Right,
You get what I'm
but they
saying? It's
was
not that
doing
they
it.
were killing Jesus.
Yeah.
So that's what helped me understand it a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. You know what I'm saying? Now let's look at this 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 4 real quick. Because you made another statement. You was like, Satan getting kicked out is like death.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, that's not a way. It's hell, not death.
Right. Okay.
And there's a difference.
I thought separation from God was death. So
Where
that's
do we
why,
get that from? I've heard that before too.
I don't know. That's
They
why I
teach it
was
in
like,
Sunday
I was see right. That's what I'm saying. That's right. But no, what she said is they teach it. I know where we get it from. When I said it, I already knew. I've heard it before.
I had no. I thought it was
You said I didn't hear what the question.
Separation from God
being
is
away
death.
from God
Yeah.
is death.
Yeah, but I think that's right.
No, when you away from God
It
now,
sounds right.
you dead.
Not dead physically, but you are dead spiritually.
Now you can say all of that, but he said that Satan being separated from God meant that it was death.
Oh.
Based on that's why we can't.
What I'm saying is,
I got
The
see
plan was
the
to
idea or the
eliminate
principle
that, but he's
of what
here
you saying.
away from God.
That we
Us.
can put.
because what if we don't have God? We don't know God. We don't have His Spirit.
He was cast
We
out to the earth.
Then we would be walking in the congregation of the dead.
Exactly.
We can read that,
Yeah.
but that's not the statement. You see what I'm saying? And the statement is used for Satan,
Right. Right.
saying
Okay.
separation from
Oh,
God
oh,
means
no,
death.
no.
And so my response is, Satan is an eternal being.
Right. Eternal.
So since he's an eternal being, there's only the second death. That's it.
That's what
So then the statement that we make it, see, here's the thing about us. We can have a great philosophy and idea, but we don't want to build nothing unless it's scripture. So that's why I'm clearing up his statement with the Peter joint. Like, and we're going to go look at the, he that wandered out of the way of the commandments is in the congregation of the dead. That's the answer. Not he that is detached from God. You even know that it's the same thing. We not, but we want to, so that way when we build, we keep building accurately.
Right.
And we're not building upon something that we heard in church on Sunday, which is because they saying, they go back to the Garden of Eden was like, yeah, see, they trying to explain why Adam and Eve didn't die when they ate from the tree of good and
Right.
evil, because they saying, well, they was detached from God, so that's death. No, that's not why they didn't die. They didn't die because we're supposed to live forever. We're supposed to live to be 1,000 years old. So or over 1,000. So they did die. So what I'm trying to do is to help. A lot of times we have questions because we not understanding the book. So what I'm trying to do is make sure that the little pieces that he given me, because he got way more in his brain, the little pieces that he given me, that I make sure that they're straight so that I can help him keep his brain moving in the right direction instead of veering off somewhere because you're getting pieces from. I heard my grandma say this. This a stitch in time saves 9. That got to be book, right? You know what I'm saying? Then we build on top of that, and next thing you know, so we just don't want to make that. So anyway, back to the book real quick. 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 4. 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 4.
For
You
if
get
God,
there? Go ahead.
for if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the 8th person.
So we see in here, like he called this hell for them, not death. You see what I'm saying? Like he speaks of a death for them, the second death, that he speaks on for us as well, though. Because at that time we're spiritual beings. Now, there's another one where he says, and it's in Proverbs, I'm about to find it.
Okay.
Congra.
I get it. My foundation was off because that's where it was. Because I thought being separated from God meant your death, but if he was slain from the foundation and the game plan is to eliminate death, it's like a setup in my head because it's like, what was the game plan? Satan messed up in heaven. What that got to do with us? You said let us make man in our image. Now you put us here with him. So you know what I'm saying. But ultimately, you know what I'm saying, that's not the plan.
Death
you know?
came through Adam. So.
Yeah.
Death came through Adam.
Congregation of
But
the dead.
death came through Satan.
No.
We're going to see it.
Adam,
Proverbs 21:6. Death came.
all he gave him was a lie. He didn't have to listen to the lie.
But didn't say it. But he was slain from the foundation of
Jesus
the earth.
was.
Yeah.
Not Satan.
So,
Jesus was.
But who caused
Why
that?
was Jesus slain from the foundation?
Because there was war in heaven.
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay. So never mind. That's why I
Not because it was
well,
war in heaven.
Nah.
because
When I say not because it was a war in heaven. That's it. We ain't got to kill Jesus for that. We don't have to make Jesus be a man for what happened up here. It just said that that's how they were saved by the blood of the Lamb.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So therefore, because you got to realize again, we said Jesus was slain from the foundation of the world. So how come the story ain't told first and then this war in heaven?
That's why.
Maybe Satan done heard it and said, no, that ain't what's gonna happen. We gonna play the game like this. How you gonna do that with us here? You see what I'm saying? Like we right now we going way above our pay grade.
Yeah.
That's all we doing. A lot of speculating. But we speculating on the grounds of eliminating
Right.
a thought process of we not keeping this narrow. You know what I'm saying? We gonna leave it as broad as it has to be. Proverbs chapter 21:16. And all we gonna deal with is what we know to be facts.
Death came through Adam. Right?
Proverbs 21:16. And this how you be dead man walking. That's what we would say. Like, cause Satan ain't a dead man walking.
Yeah, that's where I got it.
Proverbs
I see.
21:16. Well, I told you where that come from.
Yeah.
They trying to explain the Garden of Eden.
Yeah, that's what I had. I never knew it because I never.
They don't take into account 1,000 years.
Yeah, that's why I was like.
They're not
So they
using
say,
the
yeah.
precept.
They died because they was detached from God.
Yeah.
I'm like, that ain't even a book.
I thought that was, but you didn't see. I was like, yo, separates from God, right?
Yeah, I heard that before too, though, because I grew up in church.
I thought that was
I had the
book.
same question,
I
like,
thought
what
that
happened
was
to them
book.
dying that day? Well, they're dying because they was detached from God. Oh,
That's
okay.
why this gotta wash you.
Feel it.
Yeah.
It was
But
great.
here's how you be the dead man walking. Proverbs 21:16.
The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
Man, so like we can read it, we ain't gotta play it. You dig what I'm saying? Like that's all we gotta do. We just read it on through.
I'm good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. So we'll catch the next one. What you got, sis?
And I just wanted to
I got you.
get, you said something that kind of just, I didn't hear the full sentence. You were saying that basically we know the power of Satan through like what men do, like what we do here on earth. So I was just trying to figure out, so whatever we see, like how you said, click on the television, we see everything on the TV, that's basically the power that Satan has. So,
Yeah.
So nothing else besides the evils we see here in the world, he doesn't have any other power than that.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I understand what you're saying. I mean, dude got some kind of ability because he done been in the third heavens.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, all we getting at is, and let's turn to Corinthians while we talking about this. All we getting at is, if you want to see the way man thinks, I mean the way Satan thinks,
Work
Yeah.
through people.
what he, you know what I'm saying, like what's on his mind, what is his agenda? Then you check out. It ain't just TV. You go to your fundamental faiths, like Judaism and Catholicism and Hindu and Muslim. Like you go to your fundamental faiths, what they believe that's contrary to God, they got it from Satan. You go to your television, you watch. Oh, so when aliens come to this planet, fight them. Where that come from? Satan gave us that. You know, you're like, what you mean he gave us that? He just gave us some movies, right? That's why I say we gonna see what we mean by that. Or let's even look at the music. You know, the music tell us to sin. The music tell us every bit of wrong, from Independent Woman to Keep It on the Down Low. You know what I'm saying? Like it's telling us every bit of wrong. Who's giving us that music? Now, let's look at 1 Corinthians chapter 4, I think. 1 Corinthians.
Might be second.
Oh, 2 Corinthians, thank you.
Chapter 4.
Oh, excuse me, sir, you want to handle business? You
No,
got
no.
you got this, young fella. Nah, look here, man. I motivate, I don't hate, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Meaning, somebody told me the other day that they was talking about me about 20 years ago or something. And they was like, yeah, bro, you was ahead of the curve. And I was like, no, somebody just had to play the role. Well, I wasn't ahead of the curve. I'm saying that, but somebody can be ahead of the curve. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can, and like so whoever put the work in, put the work in. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like I ain't, like me personally, I just felt like I was just me. You can say what you want to say. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I don't have a problem, or I want Frazier to be 6 years in the book and catch up to me. If that's, you know what I'm saying? Because all that's going to do for me, when I have an intellectual conversation with him, is now I'm going to be able to have a conversation with him, and I'm going to be able to elevate myself as well. So, I mean, I'm just saying. Exactly. So what I'm saying is I ain't the one to hate. So when I hear, as a matter of fact, I'm looking for it. I'm looking for somebody that's going to have some sense, that I can sit down and be like, bro, let me show you what this say. You know what I'm saying? So just a FYI, like I'm just not, yeah, because people like, especially teachers, man, they be like, they don't want the students to out. Look here, man, I could care less if you ever, like, that put it to you like this, outshine me, like, dude, like, because that means you did better than me. And so I'm going to tell the next guy behind you to outshine him, and by the time it's all said and done, where we going to be? Exactly. But anyway, 1 Corinthians chapter 4, and 2 Corinthians chapter 4, and pick it up at verse, start at 2. We're going to look at this one and another one. I just want us to throw both of them out here. So, start at verse 2. Okay, when you get there, go ahead.
But have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of God deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of God. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, and whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not.
So look what he's saying. He's saying, look, if our gospel be hid, it's hid because the God of this world has blinded them. So the God of this world ain't Jesus. That's why when Satan came to Jesus, he said, all these kingdoms is mine to give to whom I want to give it to. So, like, for example, how when Barack Obama became the president and the gay rights agenda really pushed forward, that was Satan.
Yeah.
All Satan. From before Barack to during Barack to after Barack. And look, people, I don't want you to get, Peter done had Satan in him. I don't want you to get to the eye where everybody got the devil in them. Oh my gosh. I'm just saying, this is his world. Like, you have to understand that. This is his world. So when you go to the bank and there's a bank policy, guess whose policy that is? That is Satan's policy. Now, you might say, yeah, it seems fair. Right, so how come if you put $1 million in the bank and somebody robbed the bank for $1 million, you can't get your money back? That ain't biblical. You do realize that you get 250 grand back. So I'm just saying, so how is that godly? You dig what I'm saying? So then if it ain't godly, it ain't but 2 trees we can eat from. Let's look at one more thing. Ephesians chapter 2. Ephesians chapter 2. And we're going to pick it up. That's what a lot of people don't be like. And it's in the book so many times. He that is righteous, let him be righteous. Like, if you ain't moving one way, then you moving the other. Now again, it don't mean you got to go to hell, because David was moving the wrong way. David was working. David was the son of Belial or whatever for a good minute. From the time he looked out that window and seen Shorty, to the time he killed her husband, and you know what I mean, went through all, he had a whole nother, so that happens. You understand what I'm saying? It happens. It's just like with a man and a woman, and you steady, you can do a whole 2-3 months of just being evil toward that man or that woman. You know what I'm saying? Satan operating in you. And what you got to do is learn how to beat that out of you or fight that out of you. So that, because that's what, what I'm getting at is, it doesn't mean you the devil. Just mean you working for him for a while. Just like Job's wife. It didn't say he killed Job's wife and gave her another one. Y'all notice that, right? Yet he gave her the kids. He gave them the kids back though. So what was she? Why? You know, after all this, she was still the same woman that was like curse God and die. No, maybe she learned too. But we know 100% she was working for the devil that day though, when she made the statement. Anyway, Ephesians chapter 2, verse read 1 and 2.
And you have he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins.
Yes.
Wherein in time past ye walked according to the course of this world.
Yes.
According to the prince of the power of the air.
Notice what he said. He said, where in times past you walked according to the course of this world. According to the prince. You know what another word for prince is? King. Like all kings are princes. All princes might not be kings, but all kings are prince. So he said, according to the prince of the power of the air. Look at the title. You didn't gave him the king of the power of the air. But what's in the air though? Shoot, that's how you see your TV. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the communication is all. He's the king of that. He's the king of what's getting to your brain. Yeah, like that's his world. So he said, amongst other things though, he said, where in times past you walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, that will do what?
The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
So at the end of the day, this is what I'm getting at. I'm saying, like, you want to know what Satan think, cut a Nicki Minaj song. You know, and I'm starting to like, I really don't know. I'm starting to like the other girl. I'm starting to like Cardi B now. Like, this is, look here, man. And you know why I'm mad? Because she done left her husband. I don't know what went down with that. But just listening to her, she just seemed a little more humble. She seemed like life done humbled her somewhere. And when I listen to the other girl, you just seem like you just been getting more and more arrogant over the time. And they selling both of them to the girls, meaning to our children. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the idea. They selling both of them. They selling all of them to our children. Pick one. Which one you want to be?
Go.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they doing. So anyway, questions, comments?
Another question?
Dang, my bad, bro. See, you should have got yours in when you was. Hey, now it seems like we don't want to answer your questions. We got any other questions, man? We got every time. What you got for me? I do got one that. Oh, my bad.
All right. So my question stems around like being prideful, right? So you spoke that God's hate people that are prideful. It's something God's hate, right? But I was thinking about it, like, and I got some of the answer from like second Peter about being virtuous and glory. But the thing is, in order to have some sort of like virtue, you need to have a sense of pride. So I want to know, is some pride okay? Because like, in order to have high standards, high morals, you need to have some sense of pride. So it's like
I think you're using the wrong word.
Maybe integrity.
No, integrity.
That's a much better word.
Integrity also, but like also remember.
What is pride?
Pride. Pride.
I looked it up. I looked up proud and pride.
I looked at prideful.
I guess understand.
It's too overconfident. That's prideful. But the thing is, like, are we not allowed to have some confidence within us? Because we also like I'm supposed to.
You said you looked it up.
Yeah.
All right, do me a favor. You got a Bible on your phone?
Yeah.
Look up confidence in your Bible. The word confidence. Yeah, on your Bible app. Just go to your Bible, look up the word confidence, and tell me where you find it. Probably in Psalm somewhere, and tell me what it say.
It's bad to feel yourself?
No, they ain't gonna say nothing like that. It's gonna tell you where your confidence need to be. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's gonna tell you.
The pride shouldn't be in yourself.
Exactly.
It should be in God.
Your trust or your confidence should be in God.
Once he said it, it clicked.
Take pride in serving God. See, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all are using a word that man gave you, and you could use a whole nother word.
What's the definition of proud? I'm sorry.
Pride or
Feeling
proud?
I guess.
Pride is
I
a
looked at
feeling
both.
of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievement.
Your own.
So
Oh.
your own achievement.
So
I'm like-
see
so
what
like-
say- how that links to
Y'all see what's going on? Cause God did. Is that how I do it? Like, is that
Be
valid?
humble.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's not humble,
Being
right?
humble.
All right, hey, look at something real quick. Psalm 118, verse 9. We gonna look at this confidence thing, cause that's what you really talking about. You talking about it's not pride that we're supposed to have. That's what we've been trained to think. You think you're supposed to be like saying I'm black and I'm proud. No, I'm not. It's not. I'm black, yes, and I'm aware. I know I'm black. You know what I'm saying? Like I walk with integrity. You dig what I'm saying? Like I don't need you. I'm proud of what? Of being a slave in America.
So, with the context, we're talking about throwaway pride. I know Brother Elijah uses happy.
Yes.
But for the flip side, let's say you have people that have very low self-esteem, they have no confidence in themselves, and they kind of move about through life like a doormat. What word are we giving them?
Support the feeble-minded is what the book says.
What are we telling them in terms of they don't know scripture, they don't know Bible? What are we telling them to say? Lift up, level up, because the way that you're allowing other people to treat you is because that's how you feel about yourself. What do we say to them so that they can come up?
Good question. And we're gonna look at some scripture here as we get to that, because this gonna say some of that. But I'm understanding what you're saying is so to somebody that is been beat in life, feeble. Yeah, that's because, and we're supporting the feeble-minded because the book is telling us to support the feeble-minded. So what do I need to give them? And it's like we're not gonna walk in the room and be like, man, you need to have some pride in yourself.
No, right.
That's not because that's not what we want to tell them. But we'll look at some stuff in the way.
With that, the other side of that, let's say you have these high achieving sports people, and they all, the greater ones, will say, I believed in myself, I knew I could do it, nobody was better than me. And they have to, when you listen to them, like they absolutely, had this high level of confidence in their abilities. And so what do we tell, what word are we, I'm just looking for the words. What word is it that they should be using versus
Believe in yourself.
pride and, ultimate confidence? Because they all will say that. If I'm stepping into that arena to win, I'm in there to win, and I know I'm gonna win. What word?
Why do I even know that though?
Why? Huh?
Why do I even know that?
Right.
And the reason I
Right.
know that is because I know them 80 hours that I just put in,
That's what I'm saying.
and I know because at the end of the day, it's coming from the Lord. Like even if you look at LeBron James, right? Bro, I wasn't born 6'8", 260 pounds and had a 46-inch vertical. Like, your mama ain't taller than me. So I don't know how the heck you end up getting, that's some guy, bro. Then, you ain't had nothing to do when your mama was 4'5", when you was 4'5", 6'7", and 8. With feeding you right, making sure ain't nobody around you molesting you, beating you. Like, you ain't you because of you. You because of us. And everybody that's around you. It's just like these kids, any of these kids get successful. That's what we want them to be. You know what I'm saying? If any of them get successful, you better not come here acting like you did this by yourself. We was doing this before you was born. I created the success in my kids before they ever got here. Because I sat down with my wife and said, this is how we going to do this. So again, you know what I'm saying? Your confidence is in where? Or is your arrogance in yourself?
I get it.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you thinking it's you, and it ain't never been you. From day one, everything that has been put before you, and you were able to capitalize on the, then when they say, when you play with skills, good luck can happen. That's a saying. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, if you work and put in all the, then maybe some luck will come your way. If you ain't put in no work, you ain't gonna get nothing. So at the end of the day, it's kind of like to the feeble. I'm not gonna tell you to be proud as much as I'm gonna work with you to lift yourself up to where you need to be, and we gonna do this with God, because ultimately that's where you gonna get it from. I'm trying to instill in you that God will strengthen you, not me, not Sigmund Freud, or you know what I'm saying, anybody's philosophy, but God can. You just gotta walk in integrity, like the brother said. You walk in integrity, then He gonna keep giving it to you. And to those that are so great, like I said, shoot, I guess you got yourself that bottle that morning, cause you know they ain't have to feed you. You see what I'm saying? Like so, and I you know, I know you be like, well, that's so. No, I'm saying that's the start. Like we can keep walking this down. You know what I'm saying? Till we get to the point where you are, you have no, you know, the reality is you're a result of your environment. Anyway, let's get to some more of this book. So Psalms 118, verse 8. That's where we're gonna start. Psalm 118 and 8. When you get there, 118. Yep. Verse 8. Go ahead.
It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man.
Go ahead.
It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in princes.
Right. So again, it's like that's what it all boils down to. The trust is a mentality. The faith is a mentality. So you got faith like Michael Jordan. He know he worked. He know he worked. So yeah, I'm the best out here. Ain't nothing wrong. It's just like if I go to the park and play basketball with all the 7-year-olds, I'm the best out there. And if one of them little 7-year-olds get to talking junk, well, you can never beat me. There's no way. Why? Cause I know I'm stronger than you. Like, so it's not me being arrogant. It's you're wrong, son. You know what I'm saying? But how do you know you? Because man, I was shooting jumpers before you was ever born. I mean, so the point is, it's about like, there's nothing wrong with having a know of what you can do and how you are able to do so, and being proud about or arrogant about something. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
So, like how David, when he was about to fight Goliath, right? What he said, he's going to do it in the name of the Lord. He didn't say, I was going to do it by myself.
Let's go look at that.
Yeah.
Let's go look at that.
So basically, if you believe in something, it's having a proper perspective. So you can believe like
First Samuel
like,
17. I'm listening.
But that's what I'm getting. What I'm
First Samuel 17. I'm listening though. Go ahead.
So basically, what I'm receiving is like you can. Someone with the right mindset, they're not gonna be like, oh, I did like Nebuchadnezzar. Look what I did. Look what I did. They're gonna have the right mindset and be like, look what the Lord has allowed. Versus a Solomon. Lord,
like what my man say to me, you was above the curve. I understand why you say that. After 2 years of being in the Word, you got me on TV. I sound like I've been doing this 10, 15. I sound like Elijah and them at that time period. It's only like 2 years in the Word. But at the end of the day, my response to him is number one, nah, bro, it's what we needed. And number two, I worked. I remember putting in 18-hour days reading the Bible like for the whole summer and winter. I ran through the Bible my first time from August to December. You dig what I'm saying? Like I grind. Like I gave up everything. I mean everything. I would eat popcorn that you get in the glass jar, like as a gift. That was my dinner like almost every night because all I wanted to do was read. So then by the time they met me, yeah, I was ahead of the curve. That wasn't my arrogance. That was my life.
You studied to show yourself.
It was just my life. Meaning, in order for me to do this, I got to do it this way. You know what I'm saying? I got to go all in this way. But so then you say, well, you was ahead of the curve. I'm like, no, I wasn't really ahead of the curve. To me, I was where I needed to be. But at the end of the day, it was just the Lord. It was the Lord for all of us who needed it, whatever it was. Like it's just to say, you did a good lesson today. It ain't, bro. If it wasn't me, it was gonna be. It's God.
There go the mindset. That's what
exactly.
You have the proper mindset, so you're giving credit. You're like, yo, I put in this
That's
work.
who it is. It ain't even when you say I'm giving. It ain't giving. See, y'all don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not about giving credit to nobody. It's His. It's not mine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a saying. I'm just a vessel. Nobody special.
So as long
It-
as you
it could
have
be
that
anybody.
perspective right, that's not what being pride or proud is.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider myself being proud because I know how I can teach a lesson.
So that's all.
You know what I'm saying? And I can also turn around and say I'm not being proud when I could get on the phone and say, yeah, like I did a pretty good lesson today. Or I also got on the phone and been like, because I can be the judge of that. You see what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I can judge it better than the rest of y'all. You dig what I'm saying? Not only just myself, but just because I've been around so much longer, I can sit here. Nah, see, you shouldn't have said that in that lesson. So that all come from work, though. You dig what I'm saying? So when you work, it's just like telling a mechanic he can't fix the mechanic. You bring the car in, you bring a brand new Bentley to the mechanic, and you like, yeah, can you work on Bentleys? And he like, I can fix any car, and then he fix it. That being proud, arrogant. He might, bro. I've been working on cars since I was 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and my daddy done built 6 Corvettes in the backyard and 2, you dig what I'm saying? Then, yeah, you earn the right to make that statement and no arrogance.
So what kind of word or phrase are you using to say that in a succinct way?
Me personally, I just praise the Lord. I mean, it's not me. No, it's not me. You know what I mean? It's just like we're gonna read David. I'm gonna get. It's just like I'm not gonna forget you, sis. It's just like when they was building the temple in the Bible. It said the Spirit of the Lord came on them. So, like, man, when I look at these boys in the NBA, like, y'all blessed, y'all gifted. God gave you something He didn't give nobody else. Cause how you 7'6" and can do what this new boy do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody. As it's been 20 billion people that walk the planet already. Nobody else can do what you do. That's like a Samson. So it comes from God. It's like Michael Jordan. Ain't nobody jumping 48 inches. I'm talking about even to this day in the game. Like he has the highest vertical on record. You know what I'm saying? That's a gift from God. Bo Jackson, 4'140". Nobody's done that since he did that in 1986. That stuff come from God.
And
So give him that credit.
So okay, but when they express it, how can they better express it than to say, yeah, I knew it was gonna win. I felt I knew it was gonna come out right. Like, how are they? Cause I think of, say, somebody like, just because you say LeBron James, he's so tall, I think of the opposite, this little Simone Biles.
Yeah.
She's considered the GOAT in gymnastics.
No doubt.
She doesn't really ever talk about competing against people. She always talks about competing against herself. I knew I had it in me, and coaches are like, yeah, she's got more too, but she didn't always believe it. Now she does. So what word are they telling her? Be more confident, Simone. Like, what are we telling people to, like, level up? Because I think of where's the scripture that talks about don't think of yourself more highly than you ought to. So
yeah.
When I hear that, it's just like more highly than you ought. More highly than you ought. So you do need to think of yourself highly, but not more highly than you ought. And if you're low thinking,
right?
How do we tell you to think higher?
We don't. We help you work. See, at the end of the day, you can't be no more than the work you put into yourself.
Right.
So that's where we start with you. We gotta
doing the work.
Right? Yeah, I can sit here and tell him, I can hype him up all I want to, but if he go home and don't do no work, it's just like my daughter. She's running college track right now, right? Different from high school. So she doesn't want to work like she worked in high school because she has a full load. I'm like, she gets to the track meet, doesn't do as well as she wants to, as she could have. I'm telling her, I'm like, hey, babe, that's cool. We can have fun with it just like this. But if you want to win, it's in you. I'm telling you, it's in you to outperform them. I'm breaking it down as far as how to run the race, the weights you lift and all that. But you got to do it. We got hills all at the crib. You run these hills, you're going to be here. Now, hey, I understand you in med school. Like, you ain't got to, like, you're not going to the Olympics. Who cares? But at the end of the day, there's a level of confidence that work gonna give you. That's what got her the confidence to start with, was the work that we put in. she and I, so that when she met these other people, these other coaches in middle school where it started, it was like, oh man, my dad. Then what ended up happening is dad stepped back because you want to be with your, and now they not coaching you like me. Now your confidence gone. So after about 4 or 5 years, I watched your now. If you want it back up, can we work to get it there? But words is cheap though. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if you know you gonna pass a driving test because you studied, and you know how to drive. And so when my son failed the driving test the first time, I said, that's because your boy was arrogant. I kept telling you. I knew when we pulled up, I knew he was gonna fail. It was cute to me. I was waiting for. Oh, he knew how to drive. I knew he was gonna fail this test because this test ain't about driving. This test about keeping the rules.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so at the end of the day, I already knew you was gonna fail the test, and we was gonna have this long talk home about how arrogant you was and how I've been telling you. But that's at the end of the day, work. That's what can increase the faith. You see what I'm saying? If y'all know y'all been fasting and doing that, then you know that's what I'm saying. Get good with God. Like for real, you can get good with God when you putting in the work with God. If you know you living every day the right way, then what the heck? Like Paul, he said, I done fought the good fight. Why do you think he can say that? Because he did. Right. Meanwhile, that's why he said, examine yourselves. Don't you know yourself? You know what I mean? So that's where the confidence is going to come in, how much work we putting in. If you ain't putting in no work, don't come to me like you getting some salvation. When he say work out your salvation with fear and trembling. So at the end of the day, this is what I learned. What you put in life, what you look, right before the pandemic, man, I probably bowled like 200 bowling games. Anybody know anything about bowling? Yeah. You hit a 200 mark, that's a pretty decent, you know what I'm saying? I learned how to hook, I learned all that, right? I ain't bowled since the pandemic. I probably get out there right now bowl about a 130, if that, maybe 140. You see what I'm saying? And I was confident 6 years ago of how I can do this, but now I don't even think I can do it. So I probably won't. But I shouldn't be, because I ain't put in the work. Now had I been working through that whole time, guess what, I'll be up here. Yeah, I probably bowl 220, no problem. So it's about work. At the end of the day, it's still about work. And that's where we can build our confidence. It's in what you done work in God, or how you allow God to work in you. So I understand your question, and I understand the nature of what we're saying. What we're saying is, look, we're trying to eliminate the term pride and proudful and things of that nature, but what are we replacing it with? Because we're using those terms for lack of better terms. Because there's the feeling of being black and proud. What we're saying is, I am somebody. Okay, well then you ain't gotta say I'm black and I'm proud. Just be like, I'm an Israelite. I'm a man. Right. Mean what you say. You see what I'm saying? Like, and let what you say mean something instead of having to putting pride in there like you being black wasn't enough.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So then obviously it ain't enough. You see what I'm saying? That you gotta add some adjective or whatever that is behind it to make it more grand than what it is. No, I'm just black. Or better yet, I'm just an Israelite. Or let me tell it, yo, I'm just a man doing the best I can trying to get to the kingdom. Now that means something to me. That means that I'm not like the rest of my neighborhood. When I say I'm just a man trying to do the best I can to get to the kingdom. But what does that mean to you though?
Right.
So, quick question.
Go ahead.
When we look at Moses, right, and then Moses.
We gonna read this David though.
When he got upset, he was like, "Fetch you rebels," and he hit the rock, and he got in trouble with God. Was that an example of being proud? Was that a proud?
Seems that way to me, and considering he was the meekest man on the earth.
So he did okay.
Seemed like he kind of, you know what I'm saying, he like Jesus on the cross said, "Forgive them, Father, we know not what they do. They know not what they do."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was another like see that's the thing, man. Sometimes we be right, but we don't be acting righteous. You dig what I'm saying? Like the children of Israel probably was dead to the wrong. Well, Moses, stay in your lane, though, bro.
Like your example with your neighbor, you were right.
Yeah.
You just said that.
But I was just and like I was right, but to what end? So really, nah, I'm just wrong. You see what I'm saying? Maybe when we take the idea of the world's perspective, then I was right.
Yeah.
But then whose world is this?
Yeah.
Nah, really, I was just wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I might have been right if this was seen on TV or if we all seen this on YouTube, but I know better. That's what I mean. I was wrong.
Yeah.
I should have humbled myself to the situation. I know not. There would not be a repeat. You know what I'm saying? We had not, literally, the police came out there. And the police was cool with me. They like, man, we sorry, man. Because dude was acting a butthole, but really, I'm still the one in the wrong. Because too much is given, much is required. I'm supposed to know better. I'm supposed to be big bro. Don't matter who you are. I'm supposed to show you the way. I'm supposed to be the Coach K. You dig what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be all that.
I know that cut you.
Exactly.
Aren't you a pastor?
Exactly. And, oh.
I know you was like, damn.
My nigga, I'm talking about she hit me with that joint. She hit me with it. Cause I'm not, cause she.
The Lord did it though.
Well, yeah, cause she coming in, talking to me, talking about leaving dude, and you know, whatever, being grown. That's how we gonna say it. Being grown, right? And I'm rebuking her in a very nice way. She's like, yeah, you right. Like, we cool. And then so we was cool enough for her to hit me like, ain't you supposed to be like when she said it, she wasn't asking me a question like she didn't know. You know what I'm saying? She know. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't you supposed to be the preacher? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't even say it wasn't nothing I can say. She, but like you said though, the Lord banged me up with that one, and I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Because that my life at home after she said that has never been the same. I now it's in my mind that when I like everybody over here see me a certain way.
You never go, yeah.
That like I just see me as me, daddy. That's what I see, daddy. They see something else. Anyway, let's read this. 1 Samuel chapter 17, and we're gonna start at verse 1. We're gonna check out David's confidence.
Now the Philistines gathered together their armies to battle, and were gathered together at Shoko, which belongeth to Judah, and pitched between Shoko and Azekah and Ephes Dammim.
All right, that's good. We're not gonna read because we can get there. So let's jump down to verse 8.
And he stood and cried unto the armies of Israel, and said unto them, why are ye come out to set your battle in array? Am not I a Philistine?
Yeah.
And ye servants to Saul?
Right.
Choose you a man for you, and let him come down to me.
Mm-hmm.
If he be able to fight with me and to kill me, then we will be your servants.
Go ahead.
But if I prevail against him and kill him, then shall ye be our servants and serve us. And the Philistine said, I defy the armies of Israel this day. Give me a man that we may fight together. When Saul and all Israel heard those words of the Philistine, they were dismayed and greatly afraid. Now David was the son of that Ephrathite and Bethlehem, Judah, whose name was Jesse.
Yeah.
And he had 8 sons. And the man went among men for an old man in the days of Saul.
Go ahead.
And the 3 eldest sons of Jesse went and followed Saul to battle. And the names of his 3 sons that went to battle were Eliab, the firstborn, and next unto him Abinadab, and the third
We're going to skip down. David, verse 20. We're going to skip down to 20. Because really what we're looking for is David's thinking when he decides to take on Saul. So go ahead.
Verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
And David rose up early in the morning, and left the sheep with a keeper, and took and went, as Jesse had commanded him. And he came to the trench, as the host was going forth to the fight, and shouted for the battle. For Israel and the Philistines had put the battle in array, army against army. And David left his carriage in the hand of the keeper of the carriage, and ran into the army, and came and saluted his brethren. And as he talked with them, behold, there came up the champion, the Philistine of Gath, Goliath by name, out of the armies of the Philistines, and spake according to the same words. And David heard them.
Okay.
And all the men of Israel went, when they saw the man, fled from him, and were sore afraid.
Yeah.
And the men of Israel said, have ye seen this man that is come up? Surely to defy Israel is he come up. And it shall be, that the man who killeth him, the king will enrich him with great riches, and will give him his daughter, and make his father's house free in Israel. And David spake to the men that stood by him, saying, what shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine, and taketh away the reproach from Israel? For who is this uncircumcised Philistine, that he should defy the armies of the living God?
Stop. Look at his thinking to start with. This ain't even his fight. This way he said you defying the army of the living God. Blah. Like your mentality walking into the arena is what's gonna matter. Period. So with this ain't even his fight. So how is he gonna lose when this guy's fight? But keep reading.
And the people answered him after this manner, saying, So shall it be done to the man that killeth him. And Eliab, his eldest brother, heard when he spake unto the men. And Eliab's anger was kindled against David. And he said, Why camest thou down hither?
He talking to them like, why you gotta open up your mouth, bro? Like that's what he really on David with. Keep reading.
And with whom hast thou left those few sheep in
Ain't
the
you
wilderness?
supposed to be doing something else? Keep reading.
I know thy pride and the naughtiness of thine heart, for thou art come down that thou mightest see the battle.
You see what they saying about David? He's like, I know your pride and the naughtiness of your heart. Like they accusing him of being a proud man. But watch what's going to end up happening. Go ahead.
And David said, What have I now done? Is there not a cause?
He's like, what's the problem, man? What I do? You know what I'm saying? All I said was, who dared defy the armies of God? Like at the end of the day, David looking at it, y'all being scared to fight for God. That's how he looking at it. So it's his mentality that's taking him to another level so that he able to fight for God. And that's the thing, man. When you fight for the Lord, who gonna beat you? Period. Not a lion, not a bear. You get what I'm saying? Things that David have encountered already. So when you start talking about confidence, you know what I mean? Like, look where his mindset is. These ain't his fights. Keep reading though.
Verse 30.
Yep.
And he turned from him toward another, and spake after the same manner. And the people answered him again after the former manner.
Like, don't you got something to do, bro? Go ahead.
And when the words were heard which David spake, they rehearsed them before Saul. And he sent for him. And David said to Saul, Let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine. And Saul said to David, Thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth.
What else?
And David said unto Saul, Thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock, and I went after him, and smote him, and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard, and smote him, and slew him.
I want to be David. Like, you see how David, how cool he is? Like, all this, he was like, yeah, you know, one day I was out there, man, and I was watching the sheep, man, and the bear came, the lion came, he snatched up one of the lamb, you know what I mean? And I just went over there and grabbed him up. Like, you did, huh? Yeah, go on and fight Goliath, man. Let's see how this go down. But keep reading.
36.
Yeah.
Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he have defied the armies of the living God.
Like, look where his thinking is. Like, are we being proud? They said he was being proud, but God is the one who's going to measure pride. Right. Not man. His confidence is in the Lord. Just like when those Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah in the book of Daniel. Like, let's look at what they said real quick. Let's go to Daniel real fast. You can read the rest of that story on y'all. But let's look at Daniel. We're just gonna look at what they actually said when they, like, it's all mentality, and what we trying to do, sis, is bring up the mentality of the feeble-minded. But we can't bring you nowhere if you ain't putting in some work with God. It just don't work. Like, it's nothing. I have nothing to build your foundation on. So you gotta have that. Daniel chapter, what is it, 3? Somebody said 3? Yep, you're right. Yep. Daniel chapter 3. And let's look at verse, let's start at verse 15. Daniel chapter 3 and 15. When you get there, go ahead.
Now if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands?
Go ahead.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us.
Like, you see their mentality. They like, I see what's ahead of me. We thought about this. But we know our God is able to deliver. And that's what it boiled out. It's not the reality is, what I'm gonna tell my weaker sisters and brothers in the faith is how to strengthen themselves with God, and then you should be okay. That's it. I can't. It's nothing else because let's go to Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 3. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 26. Like sometimes, man, I know I got a teeth, man. I don't know what's going on. I get on my knees. I be like, Lord, not for my sake. You know what I'm saying? Like the people. I know I done had too bad of a week for you to be working with me, talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Like in my mind, I'm like, look, man. I know I had to dial you twice this week, bro, because you ain't even trying to answer the phone when I call. But it's about the people. Like I got a job to do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it. You know what I mean? And so then when somebody say, "Oh, you did," like, bro, nah, it wasn't me. That was the Lord, man. We gonna praise Him on that. It has, and that's the truth of it. I don't care. Like cats be coming, "Oh yeah, like I prayed for." I didn't hear your prayer. You probably prayed more this week than I did. Like I ain't got nothing to do with that. The Lord just used me to do a job. You need to thank Him. Don't thank me. But what we say we're going to Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 26. Read that one verse right there.
Proverbs 3 and 26.
Yes, sir.
For the Lord shall be thy confidence, and shall keep thy foot from being taken.
Right. So the Lord is supposed to be your confidence. But you can't have no confidence in God if you working on the other side of the law. Let's look at a couple more. Chapter 14 and 26. Proverbs still. 14 and 26. Check him out. Nah, 25. Let's start there. Yeah. Go ahead.
A true witness delivereth souls.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm looking at chapter 15. So we'll read these 14 and 26. Then we'll go to the next chapter. I want y'all to see that one. So go ahead. Read that again. You can read it wherever you at.
A true witness delivereth souls, but a deceitful witness speaketh lies.
Go ahead.
And the fear of the Lord is strong confidence, and his children shall have a place of refuge.
Right. So in the fear of the Lord is strong. So look where all the confidence is coming from, because that's what we need. You know what I'm saying? When you say you black and you proud, when when we speak on what you were speaking, like we need some confidence. That's a more better word than, and even if you want to say I'm black and I'm confident, I'll take it. At least that's not anti-Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll take it. You might mean the exact same thing to yourself, but even in words you saying something greater. We look up confident, and now all of a sudden there's a whole new opening to what you are than when we look up pride and see what you have declared yourself to be. Let's keep it. Oh, chapter 15, by the way, verse 25. Yep, thank you.
The Lord will destroy the house of the proud, but he will establish the border of the widow.
Yeah, the widow gonna be wicked. The widow gonna be humble, cause she ain't. When you a widow, you ain't got no man. The man be the strength in most times of a relationship. So she's gonna be humble, but he's telling you he's gonna destroy the house of the proud. But let's look at some more. Let's look at one more. Proverbs chapter, 21. We'll look at that. 21. Then we'll open back up for some more questions. Proverbs 21, verse 22. When you get there, Proverbs 21, verse 22. When you get there, there we go. Go ahead.
A wise man scaleth the city of the mighty, and casteth down the strength of the confidence thereof.
So what do you keep reading? Read a little more.
Whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from troubles.
Go ahead.
Proud and haughty scorner is his name, who dealeth in proud wrath.
Like, so really at the end of the day, man, you gotta really, if you want to understand pride and humility, one of the books you really just gotta get inside of and digest is Proverbs. It's gonna give it to you. It's gonna show you if you being proud or if you being humble. And then you look up these words.
I'm waiting for you. I have the next question. That's all.
Go ahead. We good.
Okay.
Well, okay. Well, we'll take. I'm gonna take both questions, and then we'll figure out how we're gonna answer in a minute.
Okay.
Hold on. But didn't you have one, Brenda?
No, I was actually I put my hand up to tell you about Proverbs 3 and 26. That's what I was gonna mention.
Did we read it?
You just did.
Oh.
That's what I was gonna mention.
All right.
That's a good one with confidence as well.
Praise the Lord. I'm glad. All right. So, what's your question, sis?
Okay. Earlier you mentioned about the Israelite brothers that's on the byways and preaching. what kind of doctrine do you feel that they teach? Is it like a doctrine of devils or demons? Because it's going against what the Bible says in some aspects. Well, who are they serving? Because they claim they're prophets and priests of the Lord, but who are they actually serving? If you
asking me like you don't know.
I know, but I'm asking you. I wanna, you know.
All right, we're gonna let the book ask. We'll let the book ask.
Because
we'll let the book ask.
Okay.
Romans 16, then we get to yours. Romans 16, and we'll do 2 scriptures and we'll call it that. We're not going, because I don't like beating on them. You know what I'm saying?
They swear they're preaching the word, but.
Yeah. No, when I say I don't like beating on them,
Yeah.
I just don't like beating on them.
Not beating on them, but we going by truth.
Yeah, no, when I say I don't like beating on them, they like my little brothers to me. So they're like, I don't want to beat up my little brothers.
Come on.
You get what I'm saying?
You beat them up with the word?
Yeah, in their face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will. I have.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But honestly, I just don't like it. Like it was a Hebrew community, like a little Hebrew church right down there in the Kensington area. We go down there and feed the homeless, right? So I don't walk past them. We out there on the Sunday. They church right there. We begging for a church. We still in Philly looking for a church. Meantime, y'all standing at the door like this.
Yo, straight up.
I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all scared or something? These supposed to be your people. Y'all supposed to be out here with us. This is what I'm telling them. Like face to face. Like I don't care what you. They not even understanding I'm a Hebrew. They just think I'm another black guy walking through here. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, but y'all standing here like guarding the door for what? I'm like, we coming out here every week. They ain't bothering us. You guarding your door to protect your goods. I'm like, stop it. The reason why your goods is straight is because they ain't messing with you because you supposed to be represent a godly house, but act like one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I deal with them mano y mano, but I don't really like. But I you know, doctrine I deal with.
The reason why I asked is because when I first came into the truth, I had one of them kind of mentoring me.
Yeah.
And I didn't know the word for myself at the time, but the more I read on my own, I realized, you know, this is not what the book is saying.
Right.
But when I brought it to them, they saying I was being disobedient
and rebellious and stuff like that. I know. Romans 16, and let's pick it up in verse 16. Let me tell you what I'm gonna tell you. If you got something that I'm like, good luck with that. I ain't gonna never be mad at anybody who. It's a brother. I saw him in New York. We came up to New York one time. He was telling me his spiel on marriage and adultery and all that kind of stuff. And you know what I said to him when we was done? I ain't even fight with him. We was in the car. We was walking in the building. I said, look at man. Whenever anybody else asks you what you believe, you tell them what you told me this. You stand on that.
Yes.
Stand on what you just said.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fight with you. None of that. You gonna still. We still cool at that moment. We were still cool. But I said, you just make sure the words that just came out your mouth was what you say. That didn't last long though. But I'm just saying it did. He's not here now. But just saying, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna fight. As long as you stand on what you stand on, I'm not gonna sit here and act like you don't. God gonna show you. I ain't got to. You get what I'm saying? I ain't got to fight with you about the ideals or nothing. God, like, that's the beauty. If you give me the opportunity to talk to you and we hold the conversation, then, like my boys Goody Miles say, in the end, we'll see.
Well, are we supposed to correct them?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely. But what happens is you think your way, I think my way. So it ends up where we just keep going back and forth. So I'm wrong, you wrong, cool. You can be right. We'll see at the end. I'm not gonna fight with you about it. Like I'm not gonna fight with you over who's better, the Giants or the Jets. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. It's not that detrimental. Although, you know, Sauce Gardner, that's my cousin, so you know what I'm saying? They better. Not just playing. Anyway, but Romans 16, pick it up at verse 17. When you get there, go ahead.
Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them.
And your answer. But what else?
For they that are such serve not our Lord Jesus Christ, but their own belly.
And your answer. I'm saying, like, that's what I said. I'm not going to fight it. They're going to answer. So we'll go ahead.
And by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple.
Here go another one. Let's go to Titus, I think. Yeah, we'll use that. Titus, chapter 1, verse 10. Titus. Dude told me he wanted to name his son Titus. He liked that for a Hebrew name. I said, bro, that is not Hebrew. Like, man. Timothy, John, none of them Hebrew names, just so y'all know. You know.
That's Greek, right?
Yeah. They're not not Hebrew. Just say you know.
Meshach and Abednego.
Yeah, Meshach and Abednego. Yeah.
They're not Hebrew names. Yeah.
No, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah.
Yeah, that was
Those were their names.
originally.
John wasn't John. It was probably Jonah or Johannes or something to that. Yeah, you know, but you know, it's all good. It's all good because we talking about characters. Like when we talk about John, that's why we put the Baptist behind his name. He's John the Baptist. Now y'all know what we talking about.
Right.
Jesus' cousin. Who was Jesus? The man that was in the ground for 3 days and 3 nights and resurrected. Well, that was Yahshua. Okay, well, we call him Jesus.
Right.
And when I pick up the Spanish dude book, his name is Jesus. Now what? You know what I'm saying? Like, so we like people. Sometimes I think people get so caught up on names and stuff like that, not realizing God, the one that changed all the languages at the Tower of Babel. Right. So who confused, you or him? So anyway, Titus chapter 1 verse 10.
For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision,
Yeah.
whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not.
Right. So we still talking. You asking me. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, sis.
So, do you think it's purposely done, like to preach against the doctrine that's written? I mean, what is it? Is it purposely done? I'm thinking that it is.
Let's go down to verse 14. Sometime.
Yeah.
But we're gonna read. We're gonna let the
you
book
have a
tell.
whole camp preaching the same thing.
Well, yeah, that's not hard. This whole camp pretty much preach the same thing. It's not hard to get a whole camp. Yeah, but we're not running around here telling white man kiss us on the feet either, huh?
Right, and that Jesus was born of, that
Yeah.
he wasn't
Of the seed of
immaculate
the
conception.
Yeah,
So,
yep.
So to me, that's kind of like really serious.
I would
They know
agree.
that
Serious
it's
enough.
written, and they still say no.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna let's jump down. We'll see what verse 14. Let's go to 14. Go ahead.
Not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn from the truth.
Go ahead.
Unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure.
Go ahead.
But even their mind and conscience is defiled. They profess that they know God,
Yep.
but in works they deny him,
There you go. You see your answer. What else? Finish that.
being abominable and disobedient and unto every good work reprobate.
That's where it lied down to. And then notice it said being abominable and disobedient, right? And then you might be like, but they doing the same things we doing. One of the biggest sins that everybody keep forgetting is pride. Like we act like that ain't a sin. Like it's okay, but it's not okay. And it leads to destruction. And we see it in a lot of these groups. We see it in a lot of people. The best thing to do, man, slow it down, take it easy, fall back. You know what I'm saying? Like, because pride to have you out there destroying yourself. And I be watching. Let me tell you one of the best roads that y'all can hold down in the church. Keep your butt from up here. Because this place is the pride seat. You know what I'm saying? I've seen so many men stand up here, including myself. I'm not trying to say that I'm not anymore. I'm sure I'm probably a whole lot more proud than I was before I started this task. And that's not a good thing. In regards to just like, being able to even talk to people, things of that nature. But I'm going to tell you, this position right here, man, this seat right here, man, it's probably send more people to hell than to do to heaven. Because people get over here and they let that pride get to. And I don't just mean Israel Church of Jesus, that seat, but I definitely mean Israel Church of Jesus, that seat. But I mean here, and House of David, and ICUP, whatever, New Birth, Missionary Baptist, Church of all. You dig what I'm saying? All these seats sit in the seat that you're supposed to be a representative or a disciple of Christ. And when you play that game wrong, and you're putting yourself in a bad position with God.
So that's why I'm asking you, your opinion, I know we going by the book, but do you think it's purposely done, like a deceitful way? Because just like all of the other religions were brought
Let's go
about.
to Ezekiel. Chapter 22.
That's not their kid for that.
Chapter 22. That's how we going to do this. Nah, I'm going to answer her. I'm going to answer her.
He answering you.
You good. When I say you good, sis, I want you to want my opinion. I'm just going to answer you. You're going to get my opinion. Ezekiel chapter 22. Ezekiel chapter 22. And pick it up in verse 25.
I know we don't do opinions, we go by the book.
I don't got to have one. We gonna let. I got an opinion all day, but really, my opinion can be an educated guess. That's cool, but really, I don't need one. I can read my answer. Go ahead, read what it say.
Verse 25.
Yes, sir.
There is a conspiracy of her prophets in the midst thereof.
Get it? A conspiracy. That means we are conspiring. That means we are coming together. Go ahead.
Like a roaring lion raving in the prey. They have devoured souls.
They looking for souls to devour.
Okay,
I'm
so
talking
answer
about
the question.
to
That's
take
okay.
your wife to, you know, like when I say that, I'm speaking off of things that I know have happened in the Israelite community. And when I say this one, like, bro, like I'll just say it like this. One of our teachers, his name is Zadi. He was telling me a story about where he came from. And in that story where he came from, he came at my man with a fire axe. You know, the big boy axe? Because dude was trying to snake his wife is the word we use. From another type of organization. So what I'm saying is, like, that type of stuff be, you know what I'm saying? It's a conspiracy. People trying to devour souls.
Yeah.
Like, and everybody ain't in. You know, it's funny. I was watching on YouTube the other day about cults, and I got a book of cults, and I don't know how it came up on YouTube because we was talking about cults. So it made me wonder if YouTube listening to my conversation. But all of a sudden, here come Yahweh ben Yahweh. So I started watching it because I've heard the Yahweh ben Yahweh story numerous of times. I've read a little bit about it, but more importantly, when I first came into the Word, I was working with a girl who used to actually go to the camp down there in Florida. So she was so against me being a Hebrew Israelite, but she liked me as a person. But she was like, "No, you don't want to do that." And she was giving me her story, but I was just, it's like 1995. I was still kind of like not doing it. No, 96. I was still kind of like not going to do it, but like stop celebrating Christmas. Like that was the only thing I had really did. Like I ain't gonna celebrate and stop going to church. So anyway, I'm looking at this Yahweh ben Yahweh joint, and my man's like, "You literally out here got like a murder squad." You know what I'm saying? Like you got a whole nother agenda in the name of Hebrew Israelite stuff. That's a cult, by the way. You know what I'm saying? When he was on. But I'm saying some people just think like that. Me, I look here, man, murder squad. Man, y'all come cut my grass. That's the only thing I need done. I don't need y'all to have people killed for me. That's stupid.
Because that's what you get associated with when you say you're a Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah, I know. With Yahweh ben Yahweh. I know, right? Him and his little murder squad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. I'm like, nah, I ain't none of that.
They like
That's this what they say. They say, y'all cult following the dude that killed people and got a bunch of wives. That's all they know about it. Like, man, I don't never hear, yeah, and I hear y'all trying to keep the Sabbath. I don't never hear nothing like that. Or y'all stop eating pork. Like, at least with the Muslims, they say they don't eat pork. I don't even get to hear that with Hebrew Israelite. It's multiple wives and a cult. That's the main thing I ever hear. But anyway, what else to say? Go ahead. What verse?
Middle of 25.
Yeah.
They have taken the treasure and precious things. They have made her many widows in the midst thereof.
Yeah. So really,
You answer my question right
at the end of the day, yeah, it's a conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
Yes. I mean, they greedy dogs. They want your bank. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that ain't just the Sunday church people. That's people that's out here. That's, you know, if they can find it, if evil men can find an advantage, they will. Questions or comments?
Go ahead.
I got a question. All
Got
right.
from Hebrew.
So, the hidden manna. My lesson this morning
Yes.
in Revelations talks about the hidden manna, that he's going to give you that hidden manna.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't studied it in depth yet, but is the hidden manna Jesus?
I don't know.
How he says he's like the bread from heaven. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, yep.
So, I didn't want to say it because I'm like, I don't have enough.
Just go read that Revelation though, so we can all be on your page.
Yeah.
And what is manna?
Manna is bread.
Yeah.
That and what I mean, I think it is, but you know, we're gonna look at it what he's saying. And sometimes, man, sometimes it's okay to don't say nothing.
Yeah. I said I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, that's cool too. Like sometimes, like it's okay to just be like, we don't even gotta. I don't even have to say anything as I'm reading past this. I'll just let my reader keep reading, and we can keep going and let it say what it say, and maybe later it'll be right. Meaning maybe later we gonna know what the answer is to fit in there, and we'll be able to fit it in there. Whereas you just said the wrong thing, teaching another lesson, and now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, it don't even work right no more. You know, so it's cool to not have an answer, but I think it could be Jesus too. But where we at?
17. Revelation 2 and 17.
Revelation 17.
Chapter 2 and 17. Yeah. So we'll start at verse 12. And well, first of all, each church is talking, each angel is talking to a different church. And what is really happening is the book of Revelations is being passed to them, the rest of the book. But these are their intros. So, like, for example, in the book that I get to the of Ephesians, it's not going to have verse 8 through 11 in it. It's going to be verse 1 through 7, and then it's going to go to verse 4. Chapter 4. All right? I'm handing out 7 books based off of what God told the angel to give to John about Jesus Christ. Y'all follow me? All right, so to the first angel, verse 1, and to the angel of the church of Ephesus, write, these things saith he that holdeth the 7 stars in his right hand, who walketh in the midst of the 7 golden candlesticks. So that's God. I know thy works and thy labor and thy patience. Then he says, verse 7, he that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit, the angel, said unto the churches. To him that overcome, talking about you, will I give to eat of the tree of life, which is in the midst of the paradise of God. So that tree of life right there, I'm going to say that's Jesus.
That's why I was like, if that's Jesus here, the hidden man is also Jesus again?
And we get to eat from him.
Yeah.
So church number 1. Church number 2. Verse 8. Unto the angel of the church of Samaria, right, these things saith the first and the last, which was dead and is alive. So we know that's Jesus too. Then it said verse 11. Well, 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you in prison that he may. Verse 11. He that has the ear, let him hear what the Spirit, the angel, is saying to the churches. He that overcomes should not be hurt of the second death. So that means you're going to be able to get, you're not going to go to hell. Second death, lake of fire. Yep. Number 12. And unto the angel of the church of Pergamos, right, these things saith he which hath a sharp two-edged sword, which is the word of God. I know that works where thou dwellest. Okay. Then it says, and he, verse 17, he that hath the ear, let him hear what the Spirit, the angel, saith unto the churches. To him that overcome will I give to eat of the hidden manna, and will give him a white stone, and his stone, like, when he telling you, like, he gonna get you to eat from the hidden manna, do me a favor, go to Deuteronomy 29 and 29. No, but I'm gonna show you what I mean by it. So yeah, I don't even know if when we start talking hidden manna, this is what I'm really getting at. Like, let's say we die, all of us, build and blow up right now. We all die, right? And all of us at the resurrection, we gonna get up at the resurrection. All right? Let's even say all of us gonna get up at the first. No, let's say we gonna all get up at the second resurrection. We don't get up at the first, right? But then we get into we go into judgment. We go to the judgment line, and the Lord like, no, y'all good. All y'all good. Y'all died in that fire. It was ugly, whatever. But all of us ain't ready, though. That's what, like when I say all of us ain't ready, I'm like all of us, like Frazier, for example. Like, do you know all the laws that's in Leviticus?
No.
Get my point? You ain't ready. So then that means when you get to the kingdom, guess what? Say that again, sis?
You gotta learn it.
Still gotta learn it. See, you like, oh, but I'm a spiritual being. I gotta learn something. Yeah, like, dang, why y'all act like we be acting like spiritual beings is like they can't retain information or something. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like we act like spiritual beings is like the ghost, and every day is the exact same day for the spirit. Like, no, the difference in you and a spiritual being is that right now I can shoot you and you'll bleed. A spiritual being, if I shoot him, he won't bleed. That's the difference. Read that. Deuteronomy 29:29.
The secret things belong unto the Lord our God.
So the point is there are secret things. So when we start talking hidden manna, you know, tell them what we like. If we overcome that, now we might know what a black hole is. You know what I'm saying? He laughing because my kids be talking black hole, but I'm just saying.
Hidden manna is a secret thing. Don't he reveal all things to his servants?
Yeah, but when? Like,
Daniel.
I know, but okay, so then answer me this then, serving the God. Because I agree that you are serving the God. So where do heaven start then?
When do heaven start?
Where?
Where?
Yeah.
I can't search heaven. It's unsearchable.
So then, but I thought he revealed everything to his, that ain't something he revealed yet. You get my point now?
I get your point.
Right, like, how do you walk through a wall?
It's like how Jesus was like, the sun wasn't revealed till, like...
Right. Meaning, he's going to reveal it all. But at what point, though?
Daniel.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Here we go. I was just about to go there. Let's go to Daniel real quick. Daniel chapter 12.
All right, y'all be good.
All right, sis, peace to you.
Daniel what?
Daniel chapter 12. And we're going to read verse 8 and 9. Daniel chapter 12, verse 8 and 9.
Verse 8.
And 9, yep.
And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I, O my Lord, what shall be the end of these things? And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end.
So he don't always tell everything. Daniel was like, I heard and I ain't understood. Stand. And so then he was like, well, go your way, Daniel. It's not for you. So then that means there are some things that have yet to be revealed unto us that at the appointed time, it's like it's another scripture that says, and it's in Isaiah and the Corinthians, I have not seen nor ear heard. You know what I'm saying? So that means it's the most stuff out. Like how, like here's what I want to ask God. Real talk. How we going to eat and drink in the kingdom with you? Like, is my stomach going to digest it? Like, am I going to actually go and use the bathroom? I'm going to be a spiritual man on the toilet? I want to know.
Yeah.
I do. I understand how the digestive system works, and I know you was eating fish with your disciples after you resurrected. Where did the fish go? Like, did it just stay there, or did you just blink it back into the water? Like, what the heck?
He's going to answer you and say it's not what enters the body.
Nah, bro, but it did enter the body. That's the point, but it came in. So then it came in. So what I'm saying is, I got questions to ask when I meet you. You know what I'm saying? Of stuff that you ain't gave me. I want to know how we walking through laws. I understand science. I know you've been defying the laws of science since I've been reading about it. Y'all walking on water. But how you get Peter to walk on water? Because many people behind him tried and couldn't do it. You see what I'm saying? Like, how does this work?
I had a spirit right there holding them up.
See, tell me that then. Tell me that then, because I need to know, am I doing it or you got angels that's doing it now? Because that matters. You know what I'm saying? That matters now. We all spiritual beings.
True.
So, yeah, so when he say that him manner, like, I don't necessarily think it's Jesus, but it's coming from him. But I'm saying, basically, I just look at it like, yeah, this some stuff we don't know nothing about right now. It's hidden. He gonna make it known to us. That manna is that bread, though. You know what I'm saying? And we know the only bread that matters is the bread of life.
Two questions.
Yes?
One, isn't a frozen lake or a frozen sea?
Huh?
What is a frozen lake or a frozen sea?
Yeah.
Is it water?
Is a frozen lake or frozen sea water?
Yeah.
It's ice. On top of water.
But the ice
Water in a different state.
water become ice.
Yeah, it's in a different state. It's
No, I disagree. It's not water. It's ice. Just like ice and gas or steam are not the same thing.
But when it melts, it come back to water.
But until it melts, it's not water.
Just like water could turn into steam, but when it's steam, it's not water.
Yeah.
And when it's steam, it might not ever come back to the water that you ever seen or nothing. So I can't call ice. I would have said yeah at first till you asked the question. But I can't call ice water and I can't call water steam until that's what they are. Otherwise, I'm going to call ice, like ice is ice. 32 degrees below.
Okay.
Molecules moving slower.
Second thing, have any knowledge that in this time of age, manna still fall?
I'm sorry, say that last part, bro.
At this time of age, have you have any knowledge of manna come to you that it's still falling at this time?
Oh, no. You saying it's manna falling out the sky anytime soon that I know of?
Yeah, when I read it recently, I saw it, the picture out of Africa. There's a special place in Africa.
Was some manna fell out the sky?
Manna fell in and they're showing it and showing
Was
it.
it a plane above them?
A what?
Was it a plane above them?
No.
Cause I ain't trying to be. I mean, hey, I'm gonna say this, man. First of all, I'm not gonna deny.
I'm sorry I didn't send the picture to you.
You shoulda, cause I be getting your when you send me stuff on WhatsApp, I get it too. Just so you know, like I'm not that savvy with WhatsApp, but I get everything. No, I take that back. Josh drives me crazy with WhatsApp, so therefore you gonna come in the mix with Josh stuff, cause he always sending it. But don't stop sending. Yeah, But I don't know about no manna. I would have to Google that. I have never known manna to fly out the sky in my lifetime.
Have you followed female blogger? I think it's from Nigeria.
Uh-huh.
The name of Lucy Mary. Has anybody ever heard of her? Yeah, she was showing it. I said she never believed that it was something like that would be going on at this time. It is somewhere in a part of Africa that doesn't speak of much.
I don't think you're wrong. I don't put anything past God.
They were showing it and telling you what it tastes like.
Yeah.
But it's very rare.
Yeah. Well, I don't put nothing past God.
But if I come across it again, I will send it to you.
Please do. Yeah. I don't put nothing past God. Meaning, I think man can still walk on water. I think man can resurrect the dead. I think anything that God done did before, it can be done today. So I don't put. So if somebody tell me, yeah, I mean, such and such, I'm gonna be like, okay. Nah, if you tell me this dude telling you to do some other stuff other than what God say,
Right.
then I'm gonna be like, I mean, he probably still did what you said, but that ain't he ain't from God. But I'm not, man. I believe in every miracle that ever existed in the past. I still believe it can happen today, and that's why I'm still mad at some of my elders. Cause I remember when I was about to have my knee surgery, I wanted them to heal me. And they sat there and prayed, talking about something, and let him deal with what. I was pissed. Like, we in the middle of praying, I still remember sitting on the sofa, because my leg is messed up at the time. So I can't stand up, and I still remember sitting on the sofa, and they got their hands on me, and I wanted to just move away from all three of their butts. Like, that ain't what I wanted you to pray for, because I believe that God could heal me 100% that day if y'all came over here and prayed for me. Y'all messed that up, because y'all faith wasn't there. But the point is, so I don't disagree with manna maybe still falling out the sky. I just ain't never seen it though. And like I said, if you told me it was outside falling, I'll be looking for the chemtrails. I'll be looking for a helicopter out there, something. You know what I'm saying? But if I don't see nothing, then I'm gonna guess the Lord rain manna out the sky. Gotta be a purpose. More questions, comments? What you got, sis?
Adultery is when a married man sleep with a married woman. What if the man or the woman is not married? What is it?
Adultery is when a woman who has a husband sleeps with another man. She has committed fornication and he has committed fornication. Adultery. When a woman who has a husband lies down with another man, that man who lied down with her and that woman both have committed adultery. Fornication is that plus whatever else fall under whatever else fall out the closet, from homosexuality to me walking in and they ain't doing it, but they doing too much. You know what I'm saying? A little orally wrong. That part, that would all of that would fall under. But like as far as adultery is this woman. See, in the Bible, a man can have more than one wife. So let's take Jacob, for example. Jacob lied down with Leah. Then next thing you know, he lying down with Raquel. He's not committing adultery. Those are his wives. Abraham did the same. So for a man to have more than one wife, it's not adultery. Now, if a man gonna be out here just sleeping around with folks, he's a hoe. He's fornicating. That's what he's doing. Flip side, a woman, when she has a husband, it's a lock. You can't lay down. Women don't get more than one husband. It don't work like that. You bound to that man till death. If you go out there and you lay with somebody, that's adultery. Fornication is all the other stuff. Cool? You got that?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Is there something that sounds indifferent to you about that?
No, I was just wondering, what if the man is married and the woman is not married? What would,
We'll read that real quick then. No, we're going to read that. Just that way because we don't want to leave that out of. Let's go to Exodus real quick. Exodus chapter 22. And we're not going to go through the whole, I don't want to do that. But I just want to show you this. If a man, if you say, well, what if the man is married? he does this. This is what he has to do. Exodus chapter 22, pick it up verse 16.
And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed,
So if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed, so that means she has no obligation to any other woman. I mean, excuse me, Lord have mercy, to any other man. Go ahead. That's how I'm talking to y'all on the way in. Go ahead.
and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Didn't say how many wives he had. It just say if he gonna lie down with her, then he's supposed to take her to be his wife. Just like, and when we read the Bible, we see the Lord told David, I gave you wives with an S. So that wouldn't be adultery. It would be adultery is once you as a woman make a covenant with a man and you go lie down with somebody else, that's adultery. And when I say once you make a covenant, whether that covenant is physical or whether that covenant has just been verbal, if you go lie down with somebody else, you have committed adultery. So you might be like, I hadn't even slept with him yet. But you made a covenant to sleep with him, and you broke that covenant. That's why I said, or like that she's not betrothed. Because if you betrothed, that means you already in the covenant with, just like Mary and Joseph. And he was like, they hadn't even slept together. And he was like, I'm finna put you away privately. Why is you putting her away if y'all ain't married? Because y'all hadn't slept together. Because that's not, marriage is a covenant between a man and a woman. And we read today where Jacob consummated his covenant with Leah and Raquel. We read that today. Or was that last night? That was last night. I'm sorry, y'all. It's all the same day to me. We gonna read it real quick, because now we gotta make sure we ain't just making up stuff. Let's go to Genesis. I'm sorry, it's all the same day to me. Genesis chapter 37, and I think it's 37, 35 maybe. Bro, getting old. Genesis. All right, Frazier, peace to you, bro. We gonna do after we do this one. We gonna close out. And if y'all got any more questions, y'all can ask because I don't like everybody leaving and they don't get to pray out. So, and that's the second person, but he be all right. Where are we going though? Genesis 29, and pick it up in verse 22. Genesis 29 and verse 22.
And Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast. And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah his daughter and brought her to him. And
Jacob, that is.
And he went in unto her.
And so Jacob laid with her. Go ahead.
And Laban gave unto his daughter Leah Zilpah his maid for an handmaid.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And he said to Laban, What is this that thou hast done unto me? Did I not serve thee? Did I not serve with thee for Raquel? Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me?
Go ahead.
And Laban said, It must not be so done in our country, to give the younger before the firstborn.
Keep reading.
Fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve with me yet 7 other years.
Go ahead.
And Jacob did so, and fulfilled her week, and he gave him Raquel his daughter to wife also.
So Jacob is giving, Laban has given his wife, his daughter, Raquel, to Jacob, right? So they married, but they ain't even slept together yet. Watch. Go ahead.
And Laban gave to Raquel his daughter Bilhah his handmaid to be her maid.
Right.
And he went in also unto Raquel.
So then he went in to her after he was meaning the moral of the story is a marriage is a covenant. We see this man having more than one marriage. It was with the same man. The same man made the covenant. He's not committing adultery. Adultery is when you go out here and you lie with another man's wife. Then that woman and that man have committed adultery. Fornication is when you out here wilding out. That's the best way that's how we're going to answer that. And if you want to know what fornication is on a more personal level, we can talk about that off camera.
Okay, example.
Yep. Okay, well, you need to know more?
No.
Just...
That my cousin.
Yes.
She's an Adventist, and her husband, got another woman pregnant. So that's why I was asking based on that.
Well.
But she's a Christian, he needs.
Woo woo.
If he doesn't marry her, is that
Well,
fornication?
that's what I wanted
Yeah.
to know. If he,
Yeah,
does it-
that's just
So here's how that really works. Just to be honest with you, according to the Bible, first of all, you shouldn't have went out there and got that girl pregnant. You got her pregnant. That's yours for life too.
so
The
if
first one is yours for life. The second one is yours for life. Now, what the women decide to do, I have to ask, you know what I mean? What your cousin decides to do, I would suggest that she follow the commandments of God and let God deal with whatever errors may have happened. But we're not about to, like, unfortunately, according to our society, I'm not about to sit here and act like what he's doing is sin. Like, I'm not going to act like that. I'm not going to tell you that that's what that is. Now, hey, there's an appropriate level of how you, I'm sure, like, I don't know the intricacies of what happened in their world. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a common place or something. But I know what this book teaching. I ain't going to teach against it. But I will show you one thing. Let's go to Romans 7.
Isn't it fornication? And that is sin.
Whoa. What's fornication?
Not if you marry her.
What's fornication?
Him
Huh?
sleeping with the other woman that he can't marry.
Who said he can't marry her?
Well, she's speaking of legally, probably, right? Like, yeah, she's speaking legally. Like, you
The
can't
law of
have
this land.
Whoa. But understand something.
not God.
No, I got you. Yeah, I got you.
But that doesn't mean they're not married in God's eyes.
Yeah, you.
They commit.
When you say legally, and you say like legally married, you mean like go get some pieces of paper?
Yeah.
You see my papers? No. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm just leaving it at that. So then that what legal is by God,
This is
right?
Really the legal.
Before we
But
move
if he
on,
doesn't
bro.
do his husband, if he doesn't treat her or take her.
Let's read Romans chapter 7 first, and then because see now we getting into something else now. Like I'm like we ain't got to get into that.
Bro, I have to cook a whole lamb right now.
Yeah. So
Let's
what,
move on from that because we just read it.
Double it
I
back.
just want a little more understand because I don't really know what that
on
says.
what?
On when it says fulfill her week, what does that mean?
He had to work 7 years for it,
Oh, all right. Now, when they kept saying fulfill her week,
and he worked
I was
7 more
looking at it,
years.
like literally.
But we
now-
read it. You ain't watched Burning
remember
Midnight
that.
Oil. You
I
ain't watched
remember
Burning
that.
Midnight Oil last
No,
night, did you?
I didn't.
We watching it on the way home, bro.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, we showed
Well, I
up.
get it. We had a lesson.
No, I'll be watching it on the way home.
I'm all right with it. Yeah.
No, you ain't all right with it. You watching it on the way home.
Brother Elijah said you were the girl was doing that, right?
Huh?
Brother Elijah, before he
I did.
he said you was on. What is it on?
Burning Midnight Oil.
But it's on
On
the
Philly
Gary-
page.
Huh?
On the Philly page.
It's YouTube.
On YouTube.
It's usually the national.
I be waiting for it to come on the Indiana page.
Oh, that's cute.
Then I fall asleep, and by the time I wake up,
I'ma tell-
it's like Billy Graham.
I know. I'm gonna tell Nate. I'm gonna tell Nate. I'm gonna see if Nate, cause Nate can stream it. I'm gonna see if he can stream it.
TDJ in the middle of blasting.
Come
Like
on,
somebody
Roman
put the volume
7.
up.
Brother Jedi.
Yes, sir.
I found it, and I said, "What's your phone?"
Okay. Huh?
The man, he said he sent it to you.
Okay, you send it to me now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna pull it up and look at it. Oh yeah, I see it. Romans 7. No, we answering sis question about like this the final answer to the question. Your question, your comment. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, this is gonna be the answer on it. Romans 7. Go ahead.
First one.
Yep.
Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how the law have dominion over a man as long as he liveth.
Keep reading.
For the woman which have an husband is bound by the law to her husband so long as he liveth. But if the husband be dead, she is loose from the law of her husband.
So we read in Exodus that when he laid with her, what he was supposed to do when he laid with her was take her to be his wife. Like this is what you just got 2 of them now. You ain't the first one. Like when I say you ain't the first one, I'm talking about in modern day, modern times. Like I'm not gonna forget you at all. When I say modern day, modern times, like I know men in this day and era who take care of 2 houses because they have laid down. They marry one woman and then won't put that woman and her kids away, but live. Matter of fact, the brother I'm talking about, he got his own crib. And he got a whole another wife that he been with for about 30 years. He taking care of both houses. He claimed both of them as his wives. That's what they are. I've met both of them. You understand? As his wife, the first wife and the second wife. You know what I'm saying? He didn't go get a divorce. Now, who he's sleeping with ain't my business. See, that's what our problem is. We get to worrying about how many wives somebody got, and y'all want to start worrying about who lying down with who. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the bed undefiled. That ain't your business who doing what. But at the end of the day, if a man doesn't lie down with a woman, he's supposed to take her to be the wife. Period, point blank. So, go ahead, sis.
Wait, but the two parties can make that agreement verbally and then it's set in stone?
If like, look, we ain't gonna play about it, like, you know, we ain't gonna just be like, let's roll the dice. We gonna roll the dice. If we come out 7, we say we gonna get married. Like, no. But what we saying is when you read with betroth means that's a verbal agreement. So when you reading it, because you gotta realize the agreement is between the father and the man anyway. Once that agreement been made, yeah, it don't matter if, and we gonna read, but it doesn't matter. Like, no, you can't. If you go out, let's say your dad promised to marry you. I'm assuming you a lot older than my son, so we're just gonna use my son. So your dad talked to me. You gonna marry Nashawn, but you decide I ain't with all that. He too young for me, whatever. So I'm gonna go be with Prince Charles over here. You're committing adultery now. You know what I'm saying? Because me and your dad already made the covenant for you to be with him. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So let's read 2 scriptures real quick in there. The first one, so we can cover part of that, is Numbers. Let's go to that Numbers 30 real quick, and then we're going to go to Deuteronomy, and hopefully we can clear all that up when we get to Deuteronomy. So we're going to go to Numbers 30. What you say now?
No, I was saying, so Saul really messed up then.
Yes. Yeah, Saul was tripping though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Saul been tripping, but y'all want to know why in the end the Lord ended up cutting him off? Because you doing stupid stuff like that. Paul, Saul, you was tripping from. I don't even know.
He promised one.
People don't be reading the book. Saul be wrong almost every chapter you read about him.
Yeah.
And then you trying to figure out why the Lord turned him over to a reprobate mind, where he seeking the soothsayer lady by the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyway, look what this say. This Numbers chapter 30. And we're going to read this first. Numbers, yeah, and then we're going to go to Deuteronomy. We just going here because I'm trying to show that the reality is a marriage starts off, don't take this the wrong way, between 2 men. Because, don't say she make me feel like, we not talking gay stuff here.
No.
We talking because as a daughter, and we talking about when everybody, like we talking about in the let's say me and you, Kenny. You know what I'm saying? You got daughter. No, forget your daughter. You got sons. I got daughters. We'll do it like that. We'll do it like that. All right. So if you wanted one of your sons to marry Corinne, you supposed to come to me. Not tell your son to go to Corinne, and then Corinne say, well, you know, you got to go talk to my daddy. Like, no. You supposed to come to me, and we sit here, and we hold this car, you dig what I'm saying? Yeah. And then now, your son probably going to come with you. Like how, you know, like when you look at, what was the story, when they about to circumcise themselves?
Jacob and his
was
sons?
just thinking about
What was the other guy's name? Was it Shechem or whatever? But you see, like they did this together. It wasn't just the son. It was pops. That's why you end up killing everybody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, sis.
So, just in that same scenario that you just said, you said that Kenny has to do that with you.
I'm just saying it's between me and his son can come, but
That's
I mean,
saying,
but at the end of the day,
his son chooses to
marry Corinne.
He doesn't need his father.
No, he doesn't need his father.
Okay.
Exactly. Right.
So it's really between you and my son.
Right. It really would be.
Yeah.
Not between me and you, but not between. I just said that because your son's so little right now. That's why I feel like that's what. But no, honestly, it would be right. His son would need to come to me. You're right. I'm wrong. So let's go to let's read Numbers 30. We'll see that first. Yeah, I was wrong. I apologize. No, your son would need to come to me to ask. We're going to see it, though, to get permission from me. And I would say yay or nay.
Oh, okay. Huh? I didn't even peep.
What's that?
No, what you said, I didn't even peep the incorrection that you made.
Oh.
Like, and now I get it. I'm late.
Yeah. Because I was saying the dad.
Yeah,
It's between two men, but it's really me and the son. But I'm thinking about Kenny personally.
Yeah, that's what.
Right. So I'm sitting here thinking.
young.
Yeah, so I'm sitting here thinking like, because where my head went was,
thinking
so
that's
we
what-
would arrange that, but that's not. No,
Yeah.
that's incorrect. So let's read Numbers 30. Pick it up at verse 1.
Verse 1. And Moses spake unto the heads of the tribes concerning the children of Israel, saying, This is the thing which the Lord hath commanded.
Yeah.
If a man vow a vow unto the Lord, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth.
Go ahead.
If a woman also vow a vow unto the Lord, and bind herself by a bond,
Right.
being in her father's house in her youth,
Yep.
and her father hear her vow, and her bond wherewith she had bound her soul, and her father shall hold his peace at her, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she had bound her soul shall stand.
Go ahead.
But if the father disallow her in the day that he heareth,
So like Micaiah, Jayla, Corinne, whatever, and they like let's just say, you know what I'm saying, one of the boys and Corinne got to talking. Look, y'all, they younger than 10. They ain't holding these conversations. But they got to talking and they like, yeah, we gonna get married. And then Corinne come back to me, like, yeah, Dad, I told him we gonna get married when we grown. I say, no, you ain't. Then that's over with. It don't matter. Now if I say, well, I don't care what y'all do, then he could come back 10, 15 years later like, now you know what happened when we made vows. Even though that would have been stupid to do at such a young age. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just trying to give you the idea of what is going on, which is once I hear it, I need to cut it off.
Yeah.
Otherwise, now whatever my daughter done said she gonna do, she liable. We're liable to that now. So when I hear it, I can say no, I can disannul. All right. But other than that, and that's what he's saying. If a woman also, verse 3, vow unto the Lord, and bind herself by a bond being her father's house in her youth, and her father hear her vow, and her bond wherewith she hath bound her soul, and her father shall hold his peace in her, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand. But if her father disallow her in the day that he heareth, not any of her vows, or of her bonds wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand, and the Lord shall forgive her, because her father disannulled it. So when it's saying the Lord shall forgive her, I mean whatever else she done did, she ain't had no business doing. The Lord can forgive that when her father come on the scene and disannul. Now let's go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 5? No, 20. I don't know, 4 maybe. Let's see, maybe 22. Yeah, 22. So this is what we was getting at when we was talking about it could be so because at that so it could be right. We let's say I give you the best example. We go down, we go to the courthouse, whatever, we come to class, whatever, we get married. We have a ceremony, right? And we ain't never laid down together. If you go lay down with somebody else, you commit adultery. But I ain't never slept with nobody. But we done already got married. We just hadn't consummated our marriage yet. And that's what we're going to see here. So that's just an easy way of looking at the example. Now, that's not the only way that the example, regardless, if we make an agreement, whether we done laid down and put the root into the tootie, or whether we done agree that this is what we're going to do for the rest of our life, either way, your word is bond. That's the whole point that, like, people act like their word don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I told him I was going to marry him, but I ain't laid down with him. Well, what you telling me you was going to marry him for? You just lied to him now? So that's what we do now. We just going to lie. But liars don't get into the kingdom, though. So let's look at this Deuteronomy, and then if we got it cleared up from there, then we go close out, and then we got any more questions to ask.
One question of one more.
Okay, all right.
After you finish.
That's okay. We got you, brother. We let you get your one out. Deuteronomy 22, pick it up at verse 13. When you get there, go ahead.
If any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her, and give occasions of speech against her, and
Right.
bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid.
Right, meaning, hey, I laid with her, and I found out she was not a virgin. Somebody lied to me. Go ahead.
Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hateth her. And lo, he hath given occasions of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city.
So basically, you know what I'm saying? Like she proved it. She was a virgin. That's what she trying to do. Go ahead.
And the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him.
And so basically, he's like, nah, she was a maid. Ain't too many ways we're gonna be able to prove that a woman was a maid by bringing us some sheets, but that she was a virgin, excuse me, by bringing some sheets. But there's a way, and if you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. Go ahead.
And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver.
So they're gonna throw him a couple $100. Go ahead.
And give them unto the father of the damsel.
Yep.
Because he hath brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel.
Notice she was a virgin. You broke her virginity and act like you didn't. Go ahead.
And she shall be his wife. He may not put her away all his days.
And on top of all of that, you still gotta take her to be your wife. Keep reading.
But if this thing be true,
if she wasn't a virgin,
and the tokens of virginity be not found for the damsel, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones that she die, because she had wrought folly in Israel, to play the whore in her father's house. So shalt thou put the evil away from among you.
Keep reading.
If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So shalt thou put away evil from Israel.
Keep reading.
If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto a husband.
So she a virgin, but she betrothed. So that means she ain't never laid down with a man, but she betrothed though, like, you know, we made an arrangement already. Go ahead.
And a man find her in the city, and lie with her. Then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of the city, and ye shall stone them with stones that they die.
Why she getting stoned? She a virgin. She getting stoned because you already promised to somebody. And we've already committed you to somebody, your daddy and this man, and you went out there and laid. It's almost like you trying to say, I ain't marrying that man, so I'm going to marry who I want to marry. Well, the Lord is like, nope, y'all made a vow. We going to stone both of y'all for committing adultery. Keep reading.
The damsel, because she cried not, being in the city, and the man, because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife. So
she called him, she was a virgin, yet she's being called your neighbor's wife. Just letting you know that marriage is not just sex. Marriage is an agreement between two people that we read in the Bible that is consummated by sex. Once you see marriage, that means that this woman's body now belongs to this man, and this man's body now belongs to this woman. So sex is just the benefit of it all. You know what I'm saying? It's not what makes it so. But once you lie down with a woman, like we saw here, that you must take her to be your wife. You see what I'm saying? Like so if you lie down with somebody before you married them, you gotta take them to be your wife. And if you marry somebody, then she's yours to take to be she's yours to go into, as it said in Genesis. Keep reading though.
But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die.
Now, if you raped her, then just do die. Because my girl wasn't with that, even though she hadn't lied with nobody yet. But she wasn't with you, though. You raped her. Go ahead.
But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man rise up against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter.
Go ahead.
For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was none to save her.
Yep.
If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her and lie with her.
So that means you find a virgin and she not betrothed, and you lay with her. And you notice how it ain't talking about how many wives this man got ever. That ain't never the question here. Just an FYI. Go ahead.
And lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found. Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days.
Again, and the reason to say he may not put her away, because the woman she bound her husband to death. Like there was no authority. First of all, it would have been a shame for that woman to leave her man. See, we in a different era now. And then there is no authority for this woman to leave. The only authority that this woman probably got to leave her man is if her daddy. No, it ain't really no authority for her to leave this man. So, even if you go home to your daddy. Just like when we read in the book of Judges, the girl went back to her daddy. Her husband came back over there to the daddy to come get her. He sent her out. He can't keep her. She's not his anymore. She belongs to her husband now. Brother Henry.
Yeah, and question of marriage. When a man and a woman is being married, they're married in a church with a pastor. With a pastor. And according to the reading, it says you both be together until death do us part.
Right.
In our society, people divorcing. The pastor married, but yet you end up in a court, separated by a judge. How should that be possible?
How should it be possible?
Yeah.
Look, man.
If the pastor married you, put you together.
I know.
Why should a judge split you? Wouldn't it be the same pastor? Depends on the charge from
Look, I'm gonna tell you like this.
to put their part.
The Lord say, love not the world nor the things of the world. That woman ain't supposed to have that power to go to nobody and leave her husband. So this happened this year, 2024, where a woman divorced the husband. Even the judge in the courtroom said, y'all should try to work this out. To the woman, she's like, nah, I'm out of here. Like, our society has given the power over to the woman. That ain't what it was supposed to, like, that's nowhere in the book. Now, it do tell you in the book that society gonna give power over to a woman. But if she ain't serving God, she's serving herself, the sister who did that, and she gonna suffer the consequence for what she did. Just period. I like, and when I say she gonna suffer the consequence, I'm not saying she going to hell. I don't know what's gonna happen with her. I know one thing though, she don't deal with the Lord like she was when she was with her husband. Scared me. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that just been this year. So where is it gonna be in 2, 4, 5 years? Meantime, the brother still trying to serve God, and guess what else he trying to do? Get his wife back, hoping it's an opportunity before she do something stupid.
I have one better. About 2 years ago, there was a woman divorcing her husband. Guess what the charge was?
What's that?
He's too good to her.
Oh no! Wait a minute. When you say that,
He was too good.
I asked the brother. I said, "What y'all in here for? Like, what is she trying to? What was the grounds of her divorce?" You know what she said? He not giving me enough. I'm not joking.
What?
I'm not joking. That's BS. Is what that is. That's BS. But I didn't even know you could use that in the courtroom.
In the state, you can.
Well, it depends on what state we talking about, and I ain't saying the state. But I mean, I'm just saying.
Not God.
No, right in the state.
Yeah, for grounds.
Man, but what blew my mind is.
All that stuff.
But what blew my mind is this, though, man.
But not godly. But
That ain't happening.
It's partial.
That ain't happening.
But it is a ground.
Because divorce, adultery, isn't that in the law?
No, not that part, sis.
No.
No?
Relations.
No, yeah, relations. He's not.
Relations. He ain't giving her
He's
relations.
giving her enough body time.
Yeah, it's for divorce.
That is a grounds for divorce. I didn't know that until we had the conversation, but that's a weak reason for a woman in here to take your man to court. That's what I was saying. You gonna take your man to court for that around here. Do me a favor, before you do that, bring him back here. You tell everybody in here he don't want. I've actually had a sister. I go to Atlanta one time. Brother and the sister come up to me, we need to talk to you. That was their issue. I'm sitting there like, huh? Like, dude, why is she telling me? Why do I got to hear this? But I'm saying, before you divorce your man, y'all come and for real. When I say bring him to me, you got bringing him to somebody who got some sense. Because that's not a reason for y'all to be getting no divorce. You know what I'm saying? Like the book tell you, your body ain't his, vice versa. I mean, your body ain't yours. You know, it's his, and her body. You know how it works. Y'all each other's. Right. So we can't be holding back and acting like and all that weird stuff. Go ahead, bro.
I'm sorry, it's overtime right now.
I know, right? It's
But,
okay.
so we know that. So we learned that that's grounds for divorce. But you know, the Bible does say her body is your body and his body is. So I'm not saying that's the reason to divorce either. But biblically, if it was true, if it is true that he's not
Right.
he's supposed to.
He's supposed. That's why I said.
So
That's why I said bring her. Y'all need to come back because here's what I mean by I could see if he was like, and I'm not justifying it, but I'm saying he be kicking my butt, or he out here sleeping with all the men and women, whatever the heck. You said because he ain't
just not getting satisfied. I get it.
like really like that. So y'all divorcing now? Like you ain't trying to that ain't. I'm gonna tell you something. You wasn't trying to work on this.
Right.
That's what that was. You found a reason to go and you out of here. You didn't want to have this man with you like that, cause anyway.
So wait, quick thing. So he said, "I found her not a maid," right? And I know if we're talking about this,
She wasn't a
time,
virgin.
Yeah, if we're talking this time, she wasn't supposed to not be a virgin anyways and not have a man. But this is my question is, what if he knew she wasn't a maid, and then he went like, what is?
Well, what it say is he thought she was one and she wasn't one.
Their marriages where
No.
the woman isn't a
What if
virgin.
he knew she wasn't a maid?
Okay, well,
Like
you know
a
she
man
wasn't a
who-
maid, then why are you coming back to the dad and talking about some you? I know she.
No, he doesn't do that. Meaning,
Oh,
she
then
just like
he
that's-
just married her then.
That's just what it is.
He just married. She could be a widow.
But is
She's a
she?
widow.
Huh? What is the guy like? Is a concubine? Is that the same thing?
A concubine is somebody you own.
But she didn't come in as a what? Like meaning like
A
you
concubine
own it.
is a slave.
That's what I'm saying.
That has nothing to do with a wife.
Oh.
All right. So when he slept with his concubines, he slept with his slaves. Whereas his wives, he married them. So we're not gonna balance it out and be like they're two different things.
Hey, I gotta add to that. So does the concubine have to know that they're a slave, or can we keep that information to ourselves?
She gonna know she a slave.
No.
I don't think y'all understand.
JD, listen,
I got
there's
what
a
your
lot of
question.
There's a lot of brothers that say, yeah, man, she ain't even one like that, but she my concubine.
They lying.
But no, hold on.
Yeah.
But that's a justification to the man himself.
Yeah.
The shorty has no idea.
A concubine is a slave.
So they know they're slaves.
So and no, ain't no slaves in America. So they ain't we ain't got no concubines in America. How that's your concubine? A concubine is somebody you own. You don't, if anything, you America's concubine. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm just saying, like, we ain't got no concubines, bro. Like, like that's something that you own. So at the end of the day, hey, that's your, and really, I guess you try to make her your little side piece. You know what I'm saying? That's what it sounds like to me.
That's not a concubine?
Huh?
A slave, though?
A concubine is your slave, your servant.
Hold on.
Like how when we just read about Jacob and Leah, and how it was like this woman belonged to Leah, and this woman belonged to Raquel, not to Jacob. Those two women were there. We think of slavery like 1861, bro. That ain't slavery. They work for her. A concubine is your employee, a slave, a servant.
And you can tell your employee to sleep with my man's.
You can tell your employee, like we can read it where you can give your concubine to your son, right?
Sex worker.
You know, you can get his maid servant to your son, but you can't sleep with her too, though.
Right.
Just cause it ain't like all of us can sleep with your slave.
No, that's the see. So we can't use that concubine thing then.
So for what?
I mean, because Cass is doing that. That's
Doing what with it?
That's my
Use as an
concubine.
excuse.
To have a chick on the side?
I guess.
That's
they
their wife.
But they, okay.
That you treating like something else.
But concubines have rights too, though. Not as much as a wife, but it's almost up there, though, right?
She a slave. What rights we read?
I remember they said she was
So she don't got no rights.
Ain't nobody got no concubine.
But isn't it a...
We don't own nobody.
But when you get married, don't you get your wife, the last name? Is that a transfer?
Yeah, you
ownership?
own her, but we talking about you. Look, man, a concubine, like
So you
Solomon,
own your wife?
Solomon has what 700 wives and 300 concubines. 300 concubines. So that means they different, right?
Yeah.
That means his wives, he was in covenant with them. His concubines, he owned them.
But
Pinpoint blank.
So why can't they sleep with somebody else then?
They can. If I'm not gonna sleep with you. If I'm gonna let you be somebody else's, then you can do that. But if I'm gonna say you mine, then you're mine. You're my concubine, and I sleep with you.
Absalom slept with his father's concubines. But it's a little different because that's his father's skirt. I get that. But I'm just saying.
That's somebody else.
Yeah, I understand that part. But I'm saying, so, but it said he never went in.
David never went back into
he
those
never went
women.
back into them.
Right. Right.
So, I don't know. This concubine thing is a little.
A concubine, I don't know who done told you what, but a concubine, you own her. If you don't own a woman in America, she ain't your concubine. Now, you, on the other hand, might be able to own a woman over there.
Yeah.
You know, right. And I'm saying, under those, that would be your concubine. Like, if you went back to Africa, and hey, you get back, and your family, you the chief. And your family like, yo, these your, I mean, I that's a code. See, we westernized. They not acting like that over there. Right. So I'm saying, if you might go home back to your motherland and have a concubine. That means she is your servant. She is your slave. She belongs to you. And then there's rules for that,
There's rules. See, that's
ownership, the act
but that's
of or a right of possessing something.
So hold on. So our wives, we own our wives, but we don't own.
You made a covenant with your wife.
Okay, but isn't that a contract though? Isn't that a contract still?
When you make a covenant with your wife, that's a covenant between you and them. I ain't gotta make no covenant with my concubine. Okay. I own her. Okay. She's my slave. Yeah, that's crazy. Like literally slavery. Like how Jacob was a slave, or Joseph was a slave. I mean, like slavery. So we go back to the 1800s, then we can start talking about concubines. Until and I'm not trying to. Kenny know me. Like I'm just keeping it 100. Yeah, like I ain't trying to make a joke. That's why of all people, I'm like, I mean, you could actually, you know what I'm saying, go home to Nigeria or wherever and figure that out because I've known that's been done.
Oh no, it's concubines all over the place.
Yeah, and it's not even to say you can't have a concubine living in America. All I'm saying is, all these women here free. So you ain't about to, you can't, maybe you brought your concubine with you, you know what I'm saying? But all these women, and if you bring your concubine here with you, she gonna be free before y'all leave. So you might want to get some babies off.
Okay, that's the point. Right. So I can't put my concubine to death if she lay with somebody else then. Another man.
Man, you can put your wife to death, she lay with another man, but is you gonna do it?
No, I mean that's my wife. I'm talking about a concubine.
I'm just saying. Regardless, concubine, wife, if she lay with another man, yes, you can put him to death, but how you gonna do it though?
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, I mean, you might in Africa, huh?
Yeah, I mean, in Africa, it's not even me that has to do it. They ain't gonna do it.
And so, you get it, don't you? You see what I'm saying? And it's gonna be done. So, I mean, here, hey, we play by some other rules.
But like you were saying earlier, here, if the man is married, he has a wife, and he sleeps with someone else, she doesn't become his concubine.
No.
She should be becoming his wife.
We're gonna say it again. I want you to say it, sis. Just say it just one more time, please.
If a married man is sleeping with another woman, once they lay together, she should become his wife.
That is correct. Whether we like that or not, whether we sit here and be like, well, in America, they only let you look here. In America, you can have 15 baby daddies but one wife. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do me like that. You know what I'm saying? A marriage ain't got nothing to do with whatever court. A marriage between you, that person, and God. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, keep your pants on. Don't have these problems. Come on. So, I don't know, man. I hate dealing with this type of stuff because y'all don't want to hear it really, to be honest with you. I want to get the truth. But I'm saying, at the end of the day, sis, you get your question answered?
Oh yeah, pretty quickly.
Cool. Cause she had a good, like her question was good. I'm gonna see who else. Everybody's question was good, but I just wanted to make sure she got hers answered. All right, y'all, we're gonna stand face Jerusalem, close it out, and then y'all can talk about wives and concubines later.
You know that's a long subject.
Yeah.
Our Father which art in heaven.
Our Father which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done in earth.
Thy will be done in earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us this day our daily bread.
And forgive us us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
Lead us not into temptation.
And lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Amen.
Amen. Y'all done kept me up here like Ira. Look here, man. Ira always, but you know what? It's okay though.